Nerdrotic.com.
Hello. Hi. The bowler hat. Oh, that ended too abruptly. You're beautiful. Thank you. You're beautiful. I'm awake. It's probably afternoon for you guys. It's evening for you guys in the UK. That's why I'm wearing the bowler hat. I have had no sleep because somebody decided to visit the side of my house last night in the middle of the night. And if I hadn't been talking to Az until wee hours in the morning, because we're like two 14-year-old girls on our WhatsApp, we're like, oh my God, and then I went back to my room. I'm like, I'm going to crash out. And I'm like, oh shit. I want to add something to a video I'm making. So I ran in here, turned on all the lights. And when I do a video, I project, I talk very loud. And the minute I'm like, this is, I heard all this freaking rustling, something fall over on the side of my house. So my genius landlord left a ladder, because my room is kind of on a second level, left a fucking ladder under my window, and I see all the gates are open, or the front gate is open, right? So I'm like, it's dark. I don't know if am I going to see a mountain lion? Because I'm in, Escondildo. I wasn't sure if it was an animal or a dude. So I grabbed that thing. I grabbed something. We won't say what I grabbed. Nothing personal, nothing on my body. I picked up something that would have taken care of business if I needed business to be taken care of. And I didn't see anybody. So I let my dogs out this morning, and my dogs fucking got out. So I'm like, shit. So I chased my dogs, got them back in. And yeah, the outer gate was open. So then I'm like, okay, that was definitely a person. Definitely a person came to visit my house at 2:30 in the morning. So yeah, it's just me and my kid here. What the fuck? It's shit happens. If in San Francisco, I wouldn't be surprised at all. That happened all the time. There's people in our backyard. There's people in our car. My car got broken into like 9 times, but not expecting it here. Kind of weird. So yeah, we might be joined by a guest later, but we're here to stream snipe Doctor Who and talk about franchise aside. Franchise is the very serious subject of franchise aside. We've covered it for quite some time here, and I think it's also a good time to kind of reset why we're here. The whole He-Man debate has sparked up conversations that, frankly, I saw after The Last Jedi. I saw after Doctor Who. I saw after just every, Naughty Dog, the same thing. And there's some good conversations, I think, outside of the normal stuff that, and some good questions that are being brought up that I think that should be answered. There's not just two sides to this. There's multiple sides. It's like an onion. There's layers. It's like a big black rotten onion. So this thing is recorded. All right. So it's not effing live. So we can start it whenever we want. And we'll see if I get dinged for this. And yeah, so we're going to have a guest in about 10 minutes. And I'll just, I could just vamp until then. Do you guys mind? Let's wait till the guest gets here. I think you'll want to do that. I need some British representation. We are going to do a Fury of the Whovians live stream, I think, in the next couple of weeks. I think first weekend of August, I shot a date to the people involved, and we're going to definitely do that. I was kind of thinking we'd hear by now if Jody was officially gone or not. Now, there's more circumstantial evidence, and we could talk about that here if we want. I heard from Thundercats Ho, who's always giving me good information, and then I talked to my guy, and it looks like the end of 13th Doctor toy production is nigh. The Big Chief 1/6 scale 13th Doctor, which I think they sold a grand total of like 300 of worldwide, are finally ready to be shipped after like 2.5 years. There's a lot of problems with Big Chief going on. If you don't know, Big Chief Studios makes the Doctor Who 1/6 scale. I have a couple of open orders I wasn't able to cancel. I canceled everything else. And those open orders are like 2 years old. I don't purchase any new Doctor Who merchandise because if I did, I would be contributing to the problem. So I stopped buying, and I'm a huge Doctor Who collector. Not going to say I'm the biggest in the world, but I have a lot of Doctor Who action figures, like a stupid amount. You can see some on the wall here. Let's see if I can see a picture of myself. Let me get back to myself. So like this whole, like this part right here is all Doctor Who. And then as it wraps around, it's all Doctor Who on this whole fucking wall. And that's just a tiny piece of my collection. I used to have a Doctor Who section at my comic store that took about a quarter of the store. Other store owners thought I was insane dedicating that much space. I fucking made a killing on that shit. I put up on my website that I had the largest selection of Doctor Who merchandise in Northern California, which I did at the time. And that helped a lot. So let's see who's here. This is very impromptu. I can't remember, so I apologize. But somebody messaged me through Instagram, which was passed on to me by Mrs. Nerdrotic, asking if I would stream snipe this, and I'm like, shit, why not? Why not? Oh, look, Kevin Smith. Last night he was on a live stream. If I was his representation, I would have told him to shut up, stop talking, don't say anything, but he stepped in it. So he pulled Neil Druckmann, a Ryan Johnson, and he just stepped right in it. And he started this whole damn mess. And the fans have every right to be pissed off that He-Man wasn't in the He-Man show. I do believe that Kevin Smith promoted an hour before the show started that he was the He-Man show was going to come on, and he was surrounded by He-Man merchandise and the promotional material, and it all had He-Man on it, not Teela. Why didn't Netflix just call it the Teela show? I don't know. I think the big takeaway is Netflix in that live stream, aside from Kevin Smith saying there was really nothing creatively involved with the making of that show, and that's an exact fucking quote, by the way, that he said Netflix doesn't care what you think. The streaming service that brought you cuties doesn't care what you think. What's up, baby boy?
Hi, Daddy Bear.
Up. I gotta change the title of this, man. I gotta put your name in it.
Yeah, I haven't just woken up at all. The rumors of me just waking up seconds ago is completely and utterly.
Should I keep it HeelvsBabyface?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you can be Nerdrotic, I can be Babyface.
No, I'm just
Nerdrotic.
I'm a retard this morning.
I am a retard.
HeelvsBabyface, and why everything is garbage.
Hey, Chatty Poos, how you doing? You're looking pretty sexy today.
Oh my God, the chat's looking so hot right now.
I know. I'm like, woof. Hello. Yeah.
Damn, girl.
Oh my God. You're like a hottie. I didn't realize you're so hot.
I can't pin tweets, man. I can't pin my Streamlab donation. That yeah, it's weird. And YouTube's probably fucking up. So let's just see the first bit of this to see what's going on. So this is the Comic-Con at home, and they pre-record these things months ago. We're gonna have the first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, and the brilliant, amazing, stunning actress Mandeep Gill, who can sit down better than anybody.
She can take validation like no one else can.
Yep, you are amazing.
You're so wonderful.
You're
such a special person. The way that you sit there and do nothing, it's so special.
So let's see what we got here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melanie McFarlane, and welcome to Comic-Con at Home 2021.
Okay. Echo, people, get microphones. Get microphones for
this very exclusive Doctor Who Season 13 panel. The good news is that Doctor Who returns later this year with a season that's totally unlike anything that we've seen before.
Yeah. How do you kill something that's all?
Yeah, short. I was hoping she was talking about shorter and over more quickly.
Yeah. Did they really have to like write a script for her? I mean,
Probably.
Not that it gets Melanie McFarlane. Sure,
No, she seems a bubbly wench.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm not kidding. We have some really huge reveals later on, so don't go away.
Oh my Godsies.
But before that, we also have some exclusive footage and images from season 13. And guess what? You guys are the first to see this. I'm so excited for you. But first, let me...
Don't be. Don't be, please. Don't be.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
The only one.
I'm going to try to get away with as much as possible. I don't care if this thing gets dinged later. Could care less. This is just for you guys. Because I listen to the audience. Like one person asked for this. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yes. So first to join us will be showrunner executive.
Oh my God. Chris Chibnall is in the fucking house. What? That guy never shows up to anything.
Executive producer, Chris Chibnall.
It's good to see that Jodie Whittaker's got absolute top brass Karen hair going on for this one as well.
Great. She is going to the manager right now. Hey, I just noted, I forgot to bring this up on our 19-hour EFAP fucking thing. You know, Loki was about a Karen going straight to the manager and she just killed him at the end.
Yes.
If you think about it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right as well. Pinball's correct.
The doctor's dear friend Yasmin Khan. It's Mandip Gill, everyone.
The police officer, or what is she? Does she write tickets? What do you call?
No, she's a police officer.
Oh my God.
She doesn't do a job. She doesn't go to work.
How do people?
And yet her boss runs after and goes, "You're the bestest we've ever had, ever."
Lose you, even though you're never here. Go wait.
Yeah, never here. You never work. You never do anything. But you're my bestest officer.
Oh,
pandering. It's so much fun.
And
Lock down your possessions. We got a Scouser in the house. Joking, Scousers. Joking. That's a terrible stereotype. Unbelievable.
Did you hear my story before we started? Oh, you were asleep.
I had the stream on while I was.
Yeah,
hunting.
after we talked, dude, there was somebody at the side of my house.
Yeah, night. I know. Yeah. What? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, he said when I stopped talking like 14-year-old girls last night. Yeah. Oh my God! I don't say the same thing that happened. Oh my God!
It was so 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's like we just chill out on the streets together. No, we're like talking to each other all day, every fucking day.
It's kind of gay.
No, he's putting the target.
It's pretty fucking gay. You know?
Super gay.
And joining
even his wife's getting a little bit like, "Come on, Gary."
Yeah.
The cast is
look, Gary, look. Come on.
It's like, you don't call me that much.
Yeah, we're married. You know, you don't say the things to me that you say to fucking him.
He is very busy.
Like what? Like, I love you. Just try I love you once.
I love
you.
Happy Days fans, you'll know what I'm talking about.
It'd be like the end of the end of Doctor Who when Rose is in Oscar's Bay. She's like, "I love you," and he's like, "Well, if this Mrs. Nerdrotic is the last time that I'm ever gonna get to say this, then..." Oh, Az is on the phone. Hold on.
She's all right. I've got David Tennant copy over here.
Yeah,
I like how she just eventually goes to it and goes, "Okay, that'll work."
Oh, David Tennant is correct.
Naughtier. Oh, okay.
And I'm sure any Doctor Who fan will know he's boarding the TARDIS for the first time and joining the cast as Dan Lewis. A warm San Diego welcome to John Bishop.
We're your own Hall H. Dear
Yeah,
John.
I love the fact that I get a San Diego welcome whilst we're in Cardiff.
But they are not the only ones joining us today. We have another extremely exciting guest to reveal joining season 13. And you may recognize this person from Game of Thrones. Who could that be? Could be a number of people. But you'll have to stay tuned and
Lena
find out.
Headley.
All right, let's jump in.
Another woman.
It's got to be Lena Headley. Heads at Headley.
I'm gonna guess Liam Cunningham's been in Doctor Who a couple of times. You know,
Liam Cunningham. Well, I thought it would be Cersei. I could never get her last name right.
What is this a main character that's joining another TARDIS?
There is 900 million people in Game of Thrones, and there's already been a ton of Game of Thrones. Is Maisie Williams coming back?
Oh,
yeah. It's. I mean, we could skip ahead to find.
What's she gonna say? We dumped Clara. I dumped Clara. I dumped her off.
Oh, not really.
Well, if it's gonna be Maisie Williams, then you know she's currently spinning around a diner, a TARDIS diner with Clara. So. You know, I dumped her off. She'll be fine. Remember, she's time locked until she goes back to the street to die. So she's all right.
I got the actor's name. I just saw who it is. I peeked.
Oh, is it?
It's Grey Worm.
Okay. He's definitely gonna be a bad guy then.
Yeah, I mean, like, is he going to be
the master?
Well, they already.
Again.
Do you think they regenerated the master that quickly?
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's a distinct lack of good God, do you see last season, for God's sake? There were no ideas. There were no ideas at all. It was let's go back to Earth this week. This week, back on Earth. Yeah. We have a TARDIS, but this week on Earth, Doctor Who's gonna stay on Earth and lecture people about global warming. Yeah,
the science is in. We're all gonna die. It was such a great speech. And then, like, I've got cancer. Oh, I'm a little socially awkward. Sorry. It's my bad.
Now, at the end of last season, the Doctor and Yaz parted ways with the fam.
No, the end of last season, the motherfucking show was completely destroyed by the timeless child. Let's just go there right now.
I thought the fans parted ways with Doctor Who. That's what happened at the end of last season, darling.
In a big way.
Woo!
Decided to go back to their old lives in Sheffield. And it was a beautiful ending, but also heartbreaking.
Was it?
So, Chris.
Yeah, but was it really?
All the change.
It was heartbreaking, but it had nothing to do with Ryan finally being able to ride. No, he didn't even get to ride his bicycle, but he did make a basketball shot because all black people play basketball.
And he could shoot people absolutely perfectly because he plays video games, which requires coordination.
Yeah, no dyspraxia.
That thing that he has dyspraxia.
Yeah.
Going to undergo. What can you tell us about the new season?
I can tell you yeah, she's laughing already. She's like, he's not going to.
Oh, she's dead. She's dead. That's it. She's dead. She was giggling because she knows she's regenerating. That's it. Yes.
Yes. Confirmed. You're right. That was it. That was
I'm a regenerating giggle. I swear to God that was.
Yeah, but into what? Nothing.
Into herself because she's so narcissistical. But there again, they did that David Tennant, so I can't really.
Well, you think this would be the opportunity to say if you're going to do that, right? If you're going to do that, like do it at Comic-Con. If they don't announce it here, then I think they're going to wait. They'll have a couple of specials, and they'll put it off another year, and they'll say they have a 14th season, like we all speculated because of how many shows they were commissioned originally. We'll see.
Do anything. I can tell you that we pick it up with the Doctor and Yaz, who've been traveling together for some time, and we come in and meet them mid-adventure. And then they stumble across a man called Dan Lewis. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's much more than you thought, isn't it? But I can tell you that it's probably the big thing that we're going to be doing this year is it's all one story. So every episode is a chapter in a bigger story. And so we've changed the shape of the series for this year.
And
she's totally regenerating after this.
Yeah, you can't have one massive story arc and not fucking kill the bitch off.
Oh, and dude, that is such a terrible format from fucking Chris Chibnall. So you're gonna have like what, a big arbitrary time clock counting down for an entire season? Is that what we're gonna fucking get? Jesus.
But it also leads to the fact that it's I just don't have the faith that Chibnall's going to take this story to cool places. It'll be like 1 week we're at Sheffield, the next week we're in
Cardiff.
New York, then next week we're in Australia, maybe might be back in London. I just don't feel like he's going to be planet hopping or I got no faith in Chibs.
No.
But even the regeneration doesn't excite me, even if she regenerates, because it's just like you're just going to put some other tent pole, pissant far lefty in there as well. So
yeah, I mean, for the He-Man fans who are not aware, Doctor Who is the franchise that has been destroyed, I guess, the most. I put up a tweet yesterday, like murdered franchises in order of severity, and people can debate on, but you cannot debate like Doctor Who's number one, and nobody questioned it, not even Star Wars fans who know what they did, because with He-Man, with Star Wars, with Star Trek, you can just forget the new shit that they've made. I mean, it's hard to after you've seen it, and it depends on how much you care about your franchise. And yeah, with the Star Trek I've seen with Picard, it really does affect how I watch Next Generation, but it doesn't affect how I watch the original series. But this motherfucker went back in the past, and this isn't just another company that bought this franchise. This is the company that started this franchise. This is the company that's always owned this franchise. They went back into the past and muddled it and fucked with it and subverted it and vandalized it purposefully to what they say add more stories for more voices. So apparently according to them, only white people have been watching Doctor Who over the last 50 years. And it's only been for white people, which is bullshit, which has always been bullshit. And you could bring all the new people you want in, but they don't care. This is all for optics. They've never written fucking the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker as a woman at all. She's a dude. That's all she is. She's bad. She's very bad in her role. Chris Chibnall is terrible at this job. I'm not impressed with the guy's writing anywhere, even with the Tenet era. So this is the most murdered franchise that cannot come back. Like there's no coming back from this. You maybe you relaunch it in 10 years, but it have to be radically different. And the one thing that was special about Doctor Who was the continuity and having a mystery for 50 years that nobody ever wanted answered, but they answered it now.
It's the mystery that should never have been known. His name should never have been known. The whole job lot about that is absolutely spot on. It's not like I say, it's not like a Disney-fied. This is the company that created it. This is like Lucas taking, just hatchet jobbing the sequel trilogy to Star Wars or something. And it's so disingenuous as well, because Doctor Who has always had a diverse cast, has always had excellent women, has always had people of different ethnic backgrounds, always. And it's always been represented there. Just because the Doctor themselves was a white male, I think it was a terrible idea to make them gender change during regenerations. Because that's just that's just given the far left so much more now to play with. Even Russell T Davies, when he was writing his book, his little stories recently, was the Doctor regenerated into animals during various points. And it's just like, I kind of think that Russell T Davies is taking a piss. He's sort of like, I'm going to play the far left game here. But I'm just taking a fucking piss now. Yeah, and it's no, it just and the again the I'm gonna have to use disingenuous again, unfortunately, but it is so disingenuous that they don't see the fan base. You know, you go to a Doctor Who con, you go to a Star Trek con, you go to a Star Wars con, and you see every walk of life there, every single solitary walk of life. And I don't just mean ethnically and male and female and color and sexuality. I'm talking class. You know, you'll see people who come from working class, middle class, upper class, because the stories they speak to people on every level. These are great, or used to be great, little moral stories, little social stories, not social justice stories, just little social stories about the way that we live our lives, and everybody could relate to them. And to say and to have these people come in and look, it's and the irony is it's a bunch of fucking white people that do this as well, that come in, you know, especially the women, but they come into these franchises and like, oh no, we need to make this more diverse, you know, we need. It's always been that way.
Yeah,
it's your closed eyes that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, you had a groundbreaking alphabet character in Captain Jack, who arguably, I'll say here in the States, was as popular as the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst the Doctor Who fandom and the modern Doctor Who fandom, and here in the States, like I would say it leans towards more modern Who for like the number of fans, at least recently. Back when it reached its peak in 2013 and kids were watching, they were really mainly into the newer show, which is that's how you want. And then they get older,
exactly,
classic stuff, and it was working. And then they fucked it up, so that the American audience is gone forever. They're not coming back. I mean, there was always a hardcore element here, you know, and you know, I mean, this season right now, it's like even the prospect of reviewing it, I'm because I'm a fucking idiot and I'll watch all this shit, but I'm also watching it to see like how much they can fuck this up, because I'm hearing it's gonna get pretty fucked up. It's gonna get they're gonna bring in other doctors and all kinds of crazy shit. Like the last year they opened the door, they plan to walk through that door this year.
If it was only if the intentions were noble, if the intention was honest, then I wouldn't have too much of an issue, because you know that the writing would come from a good place.
Yep.
But the intention isn't noble and it's not honest. The intention is literally to parade people of color, people of different sexualities as if they are trophies. It is just to parade them out there and say, hey look, we did a blacks for you.
We are such good people.
Aren't you happy, blacks? We did a blacks. Gays, we did a gays. Aren't you represented gay? You know, it's just so superficial.
Oh, and when they had Ryan sucking his thumb, that said it all. With that other girl sucking their thumbs on the ground.
Babies.
That's how they
infantilization.
Yep. Oh, Christ almighty. That looks so bad. Yeah, and you know, things are run differently in the UK, obviously, but we've seen a lot of shows that obviously that aren't the success they were, and as mentioned, the word disingenuous. Disingenuous basically means you're lying. All right, so what you're doing is you're running with something and you don't really know the truth. You have more information that you're pretending.
Your intentions are not as they appear. Yeah. You are misleading.
No, you're misleading, and that's a lie. Bait and switch is a lie. These are constant lies to the audience, because they know if they were upfront and honest, you wouldn't come. And eventually people figured out, well, eventually pretty quick, that this show is just bullshit. It's just here to, I mean, it's minimum effort. It's the same minimum effort we're seeing from everything else. And if it was just this show, I'd be bummed, obviously. But if it was only this show doing this, I'd be all, it's just this show. It sucks. Fuck this show. But in isolation, everything else is fine. Everything else isn't fine. The same thing is happening to everything else. So in relation to Kevin Smith, for him to come out and go, oh, golly gee, well, shucks, I had no idea I was pissing anybody off. I was trying to do something different. You're full of shit. That's being disingenuous. He's lying. And we're going to get more of it here. Let's hear what exciting news we have for
But
Doc.
just sorry, mate. Just one thing. you wanna deal with color, let's say in Doctor Who. I don't think there's been a better story told about color than the treatment of Martha in Family of Blood. That two-parter.
Yep.
Because it was showing a different time. And even the good character, the female character, the Doctor fell in love with, even she would speak down to Martha, because that was the nature of how society was then, and the way that Martha would stand up for herself, the way that Martha knew times because of her cover to be quiet, and not just get up and be all preachy, and that was just a very well told little terrible segment of history, through the lens of somebody who was trying desperately hard to protect somebody who she had fallen in love with, and then had the added insult to her to see that the man she had fallen in love with fall in love with someone else as a human. So you have layers to the story. It's not just a race issue. Then it becomes a love issue. It becomes an emotional issue as well. But that's called good writing, and it was good writing, and that's good storytelling. But we can't do that now. No, it's just a superficial parade of inclusion and diversity.
Yep. Oh, that's I almost want to watch that today. Now I watched Utopia in the gym just to
Why did you decide to
prepare
tell the
myself for
story
this.
this way?
Well, it's a very much not a business as usual time. And I think the challenges of getting the show up and running, because there were times when, before we started making it, that we didn't know whether we'd be able to make the show under COVID conditions this year. So everybody's pulled together to make that possible. And so what we've done is, there were two ways you could go. You can go, we're just going to do lots of tiny episodes in one room with no monsters. Or we can throw down the gauntlet and go, we're going to do the biggest story we've ever done. And we're going to go to all kinds of different places. We're going to have all kinds of characters, and
they're going to go to Cardiff and Sheffield and London.
Monsters, all going to be part of a bigger whole. I think it's definitely the most ambitious thing we've done since we've been on the series. Would you say? It's
I would say destroying the entire canon was pretty ambitious. I'll give you that.
It's pretty epic and ambitious, and we do go to a lot of places. You
don't realize until, because we're currently filming, so
like this is boring as fuck. You're telling me that's a great fucking pause face. Like people used to wait in the 90-degree heat for hours to watch this inane shit. And there was like one day because I used to do it too, but back in the day, the panels used to be fun. Nathan Fillion, the Serenity panels were the fucking best. Nathan Fillion would sit there and hold court, and he was a funny motherfucker, and he'd work the audience, and we'd be laughing our asses off. And the Battlestar Galactica panels were fucking excellent. But then it turned into this shit, and I stopped going. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking bake in the fucking heat to hear people tell me nothing about a fucking show for a half an hour. And then everybody goes, oh my God, somebody came out on the fucking stage. And like, so what? I could watch it on video later. I don't need to be in the, you know what? When you're in Hall H with somebody else, it's like seeing a concert. There's 6,000 seats in there. And it's a waste of fucking time. I'd rather walk around the con, hang out with my friends, bullshit, go eat some tacos in San Diego. But yeah, this is going to be a bunch of, we're not going to tell you anything. So we're skim through it. I'm just trying to get some information here.
Sure.
Hence why we are allowed in this bubble without our masks and such things. And because we're
in Freedom Day, bitch.
It's felt really
pre-recorded
emotional to come back because we are the lucky ones that get to go to work.
Oh yeah.
And then all
yeah, you were essential over everyone else. Fuck that shit, by the way. I'm still dead set against it. I think the fact that they were allowed to go to work shows that this is all big fucking sham. But
I
that's
think
me.
the fact that gyms were closed is a sham.
Absolute sham. Oh God.
But it was one rule for thee and another for, So.
Yeah, it was. And it will be.
Slightly changes it, doesn't it?
Oh, not here, it won't.
In that
Good.
way, but it's also meant that this feels so precious and so fun because
So
of
fun.
what we've all.
Remember the interview? She said, I got to keep my accent. And how do you do all of those accents, David Tennant? Remember that? Remember, I did a video on it where David Tennant's interviewing her and she's like, how do you do all those accents?
It's called acting, darling.
Yeah. And he's trying to be nice about it. Like Tennant, you could tell they're buds, right? I'm really disappointed he did that video game with her.
They've got the Broadchurch connection, man.
Yeah, but I'm so fucking disappointed. Like, you guys are fucking tarnishing her. Hey, if there's any Doctor Who people out there,
Also, he's got 5 kids to feed.
he does have 5 kids to feed, but his dad is Peter Davidson.
I know. Well, he's father-in-law. Yeah.
Who's the fucking man who came out as the one Doctor who said something. The one
Yeah, and got absolutely dragged for it, and is now off the internet for it, because he dared have his own opinion. Heaven forbid.
Yeah, you know what? Do what Az and I do. Do what most people do. Like, don't listen to that shit. It could sound like a lot of people. It fucking ain't. And even if it is, so what? They're on the internet. Who gives a shit what they think? The Doctor's a male character. The Doctor is a fucking male character. And you know how I know that? This show proved it. This absolute failure of a show. I have all the data I need in the ratings, the execution and story, the storytelling, how they approached it. It's up to everybody else to prove how it still has not been proven that you can put a woman in this role and it will work. Some people say, well, it could. Yeah, sure. Anything could. You could put a fucking dog in the role and it might work. But we haven't seen it work yet. And if you really wanted to be progressive, we all know what they should have done, right?
But I don't think women want to see a woman in the role.
No, they don't.
For the most part. There's always obviously going to be some, but I think for the most part, the women love the dynamic of the male whisking them away. So they took a tried and tested formula that had been working for over 50 years, 55 years. And said, hey, do you know what? We can do better. And now it's destroyed in such a short period of time.
Yeah, and it's pride that keeps this thing going. That's all it is. It's the British pride. We're not gonna, cancel the show. We're not gonna show defeat because editorially.
I think it's BBC pride. That's what it is, because it's now become, I mean, the Doctor literally turned to the camera and lectured us last season about global warming.
If they cancel it, we win. So they cannot let that happen.
All come out of, and I think in that it's always a little bit method that whatever you're going through, you can bring into your character. So I feel that whatever huge emotional challenges we go through, I'm lucky that I can throw that into the Doctor because it's always required for the Doctor.
Oh, you mean the time when? Go ahead. I know what you're.
No, I just very quick. You have not had one single moment as the Doctor, not one. You have not had one speech, one moment, one element in time in any of your series so far, in any of your specials so far, that we can go, wow. And we can do that all day long with Capaldi and Matt Smith and David Tennant and even one season Eccleston. We can do that.
Oh,
but
God,
you have not had not one glimmer. And that shows how flat your Doctor is.
Eccleston has a moment like within the first 5 minutes that, I mean, like he just nails that I am the Doctor. I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh.
That walking, one big long walk from the estate to the TARDIS. That's a moment between both of Billy Idol, Billy Idol, and and Christopher Eccleston. That's an incredible, and he's just talking about,
he's I could feel the
first episode.
I could feel the spinning of the world. And
he's holding a hand. I can feel it. Yeah, and he like talks to her as if he's like, can you feel it too? You know.
And she could.
And then he goes, and then you fall off.
Then that music as they go home, and then that like creepy little woo. It's like, oh, that was good.
Oh yeah, that little Bad Wolf music.
Murray Gold. Murray Gold. He's a fucking legend. That guy.
He's so missed.
Yep.
My God, I mean, I loved Murray. I mean, I think Gallifrey is one of the most. Oh God, that makes me emotional.
Yeah, it gets you right here. That guy is as good as any like theatrical conductor. Like, I can't believe he doesn't get more work. I own multiple copies of the soundtracks, vinyl, CD. Listen to them in my car all the time. Listen to them at the gym. They're fucking great.
All right, we're going to jump to John. Welcome to the cast.
Thank you.
What's it been like to join this global phenomenon? What have the experiences been like so far?
Well, it's different than anything that I've ever done before. My day job is as a stand-up comedian, and I've done bits of acting. But this is, it's an iconic series. It's on a scale, an international scale that's bigger than anything that I've ever done before. And I've also come into this family where it's different for me, because as Jodie was saying there, we have all the protocols, which mean that the people on screen are not wearing masks, but everyone behind the camera is. Now, I don't know them, so I come into this world where Jodie and Mandip know all of the crew.
Is that what we're talking about? Is fucking like masks and shit? I mean,
this is Mr. Bishop, John Bishop. He's a stand-up comedian in the UK. He's been going for a long time. He's very safe. He's not controversial.
Yeah.
He does come across as a nice guy, but as a human, I'm talking as a human, but I've never been one to gravitate towards his comedy. I've never been one to find him funny. He's no Lee Evans, he's no Harry Enfield. He's not even close to those, I would say. He's just a safe family comedian from Liverpool. So he's a little bit of a scallywag.
Yeah, let's see if they're gonna say. I mean, they talk for 40 minutes. Can they really just keep this shit up for 40 minutes?
Masks.
I've literally just saw everybody's eyes. I've been working with people for the last few months.
Okay.
There's no egos, and that says a lot about these two and the whole setup of what Doctor Who is.
That's fantastic. Where were you when you found out that you'd been cast?
Okay.
About the TARDIS, who hasn't got a vision of it, and obviously for filming purposes, there's a couple, but then there's an actual door that you go into on the and you're in it. You're in that place, that thing that you've seen before, and it is quite. It's for me. It's quite emotional because our first week filming was all in the TARDIS. So I thought, not only am I doing it, I'm not like building up to being on the TARDIS. I'm in from day one. It was brilliant. You do feel like you're on something of significance, and I think that for me as an outsider coming into the show,
how could they play on this far? I mean, it might be for him, fine, but like he probably has no idea that the ratings are shit and everybody hates the fucking show. But I mean, they're playing this farce like we're this successful show. It's like, dude, you guys crashed and burned. You crashed and burned. And Chris Chibnall's big fucking plan is to do an overarching fucking 8-episode story. Like more Chris Chibnall story. Oh Lord. It is
Doctor Who still is one of the BBC's biggest imports with alongside Top Gear. exports, I should say, alongside Top Gear. But its popularity comparative to 10 years ago, it's non-equatable.
No,
non-equatable.
No.
The American invasion in the early teens, 2000 teens, that's dead.
Dude, there was Doctor Who toys in Walgreens here. And for those of you who don't know, in the UK, Walgreens is this drugstore that there's like 3 on every block.
Okay.
And it's fucking everywhere. And there were Doctor Who toys in there. That is incredible. That is unheard of. There was Doctor Who toys, a section in Toys R Us right before it went out of business because of Star Wars. There was it made it. It did it. It
can't sell toys now. Same Toys R Us, and Toys R Us here as well. We had the huge Doctor Who rack with the season 3 with the Master and all that kind of stuff. That was really cool. We discussed earlier from the collector's market, or you discussed earlier from the collector's market. Big Chief couldn't even sell the 350 Jodie Whittakers 1-in-6s. You can't sell 300. I bet I could sell 350 Az's at 1-in-6. You know, on my channel, it's insane. The collector's market, which is, and the thing about the collector's market is a lot of the time it's non-discriminatory in as much as you might hate what they've done to a show, you might hate what they've done to the characters, but you still want to possess that character from the collector's perspective.
I have a Bill action figure. It's somewhere in my fucking, I wasn't like big on Bill,
Yeah.
She looked
Bill,
like
I'm a lesbian every episode, Bill.
We still have them here. There's a place called Hot Dog on a Stick. It's like corn dog fast play, and she looked like she's wearing a hot dog on the stick uniform. Now, the reason everybody liked Hot Dog on a Stick is because they made their own lemonade, right? And they'd have the girls like with the
yeah.
So all the guys would be eating fucking in front of the hot dog on a stick, and all these hot women are sitting there just doing this with a fucking stick, making lemonade. They knew what they were doing.
They are making lemonade.
Yep.
That's one of the things that I've had to get used to. The fact that when we film on location, there's paps taking photographs. That was not something I was expecting. Well, one of our first location shoots, we were in Cardiff. It was a night shoot. Normally, if you ever film a drama and you're in a night shoot, everybody's annoyed with you because you've closed off the streets and nobody wants you there. Doctor Who, you're filming with a night, all of a sudden there's a crowd there, and then we're looking at the crowd. Some people have come dressed as Daleks and characters of the show, and I'm like, how did they even know we were here? And then to find out that we're here,
because you've been based in Cardiff for the last 15 fucking years, John. That's
I think there's a couple of I think it's Instagram. There's a couple of places that post it like they're filming here tonight.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. That's what they can do.
So Amanda, Yaz is back, but she's had to say goodbye to Graham and Ryan. And like I said before, I was heartbroken. I can only imagine what it must have been like for Yaz.
It's different. The thing is, we had time, obviously we knew when they were leaving way before everyone else knew they were leaving.
She got more lines. She doesn't look upset at all.
No, she doesn't look remotely upset.
The last thing you saw was
fine.
Wasn't it?
Okay, by the way, this is the most personality I've ever seen her have.
Yeah. Certainly more personality than Yaz has got.
Yep.
At that time. Then we've gone through the pandemic and stuff like that. So, even that we haven't actually seen each other time and stuff, but it's nice to be on set and like still talk about always telling John how funny they were and stuff like that. Make you feel really small and stuff. Really great comic timing.
Because the thing is, I knew I was cast.
Okay, folks, I'm just waiting I want information. I could care fucking less about their little funsies on the set. I'm sorry if you guys, you can always go back and watch it, but I'm not going to sit there and listen. So here's their big surprise guest.
It's time to reveal who that is. So have you guessed who it is yet from Game of Thrones? Here's some more hints. He's a musician. He's also an actor, obviously.
And he also was the dumbest character in season 8.
Yeah.
He just
go
said,
get yourself killed.
Fuck off and get, no, this is Grey Worm. John, it was so dumb.
Unfortunately, he can't be here today, but
Oh, Grey Worm. Sorry. I thought you meant Greyjoy. Sorry.
Jacob Anderson.
It's Jacob Anderson here. You guessed it, or you didn't. But if you didn't, surprise! I'm very excited to be joining Doctor Who season 13 later this year, and I get to play one of my favorite people I've ever played, Vinda. And yeah, I'm sorry I can't be there in Cardiff with Jodie, Mandip, John, Chris. This is like a dream. This is a real life childhood dream.
Just pause there for a second, Gary.
What was that? Yeah.
And even
This is the success of Game of Thrones season 8, folks. This is the success of Game of Thrones season 8. Where instead of stepping off into Hollywood, he's unfortunately had to step down into Doctor Who.
Yeah. Poor guy. Like I think he thought when he was in Game of Thrones, like, oh, this is it for my career.
Doors that are opening.
But you know what I remember Grey Worm doing and Sunday, bitching about the racism in the North. In a feudalistic society where people had probably never seen black people before.
Yeah, never seen the. Yeah,
they were just staring, and that's all they bitched about. And that's like, oh my god, I just love hearing this in my Game of Thrones, where people get beheaded for deserting the Night's Watch. But we're going to talk about injustice. It's like, yeah, it's a fucked up world. That's why we watch it. It's a incredibly fucked up world. Yeah, I don't think this moves the needle. There was people talking about River Song coming back and David Tennant, and now it's Grey Worm. Yeah. I mean, listen, again, nothing against this guy, and none of us have anything against the actors or anything. I mean, they suck, but I like, get your money. I don't give a shit. Chris Chibnall, don't like Chris Chibnall. Don't like Chris Chibnall. Don't like Piers Wenger. Don't like the BBC. Don't like what they've done.
even more so to be in Doctor Who with Jodie and Chris, who I've worked with before, had a lovely time with, and meeting Mandip and John has just been a dream come true. And I think we're all best friends now.
But it hasn't.
Was probably the best first day on set I've ever had, because I got there and we had to do some press photos, and right next to where they were doing the photos was the TARDIS, and was the door, and the door was closed. And I was like, I'm sorry, before we do anything, I just have to do this. It's like a big moment for me. And I walked through the doors of the TARDIS, and I was in the TARDIS, and I was like, I could fit. I don't know if anybody remembers this or understands this feeling. Like, I felt like I was 14 again watching Doctor Who.
See, I got no problem with that. That's gratitude. That's good.
It's fine. It looks like he's legitimately excited. No offense to him. I've heard this story from every companion for the last 15 years.
Yep. So, yeah. So it's Grey Worm. Let's see if they tell us anything.
Only standing against an opponent. Let's say that. So we had to approach this point where there was some false rocks, and we had to stand in a forceful manner. And Jacob's a young, fit man. So I walked up and I had to deliver my line, and I won't reveal the line, but let's say the line was, okay, we are all ready for action, something of the long. And I walked on and I got tensed up and I went, okay, we're all ready for action. And something left me more than words, but I thought I would just play.
They farted.
John Bishop farted, everyone.
John Bishop farted, everyone. Comic-Con at home.
I clapped.
Okay, should we just get to the? I mean,
just get to the images or something.
Yeah,
please.
There was other characters involved.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit! Is this all you're fucking telling us for 40 minutes?
With those characters,
There was characters delivering lines, and then they said cut, and we had lunch, and things happened. Events took place.
Yeah, but I bet the question was something like, "What's your best scene so far?" What's the best scene that you filmed so far? Well, there were characters involved, and I had to interact with those characters, and we said some stuff which I can't reveal, and then something happened.
Iteration of Doctor Who is so very special because you can tell that everybody really genuinely likes each other. So, what's it been like behind the scenes? And what would each of you say have been your favorite moments of filming season?
Oh, fuck off. Okay, there's got to be a trailer here somewhere.
Because they both really love Family
Roast. Well, I guess for me, it's to have a job where you can
fuck everything up and piss everybody off.
Just kill everyone's dreams.
Loved as a child and as an adult, and then you combine that with what you've done as a profession, and you work with these people, and you work with
and Span's a writer,
the heads of department, crews,
so eloquent,
everybody on the show, the post-production team. It is like the greatest joy. It's the greatest teamwork I've.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, let's see if there's a trailer. There we go.
Oh, there's something there.
Something there.
Have seen this yet? It's the trailer.
Right,
How excited!
Here we go. Here's the trailer.
I'm excited too. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's a rainbow shooting around. Oh, God. We're super gay this year. But not 80s gay, unfortunately.
I've seen this yet? The trailer.
Modern day gay.
Look how excited. I'm excited too. Are you ready to see it?
You know, man deep in
Look at Mandy turning her back on Jodie, defensive, covering herself up. That body language is very telling, Mandeep.
Oh, it is.
That is, don't touch me. Don't interact with me.
You scissored and you left me. How dare you? I wonder if they're going to crank out 2 more action figures. The Doctor scissoring TARDIS place. I want that.
Doctor sat on console dildo.
Okay, here come the flying rainbows, everybody.
Okay. Look at this. They're just like, it's the Doctor.
I'm like, I'm the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen. Rainbows! More rainbows!
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 Her biggest adventure yet. Fuck her.
I'm the Doctor. This is Raz. This is Dan.
Oh,
Hiya.
Oh, look, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Oh,
He's an idiot.
He's gonna be the idiot white male all fucking season. I knew it. Oh.
Get inside.
Oh my. Oh shit.
It's Dr. Pride. It's Dr. Pride. Oh my God, please, Dr. Pride,
They fucking did that. That is so.
Dr. Pride. Oh my God, it's Pride year all year round. It's Pride year. The rainbows, they're coming. Dr. Pride. Wah, wah, wah. Scissoring in the TARDIS. Dr. Pride.
They're so fucking predictably well. I don't even know. It's you gotta laugh. Let's gotta see that fucking again. I can't believe they fucking like gay.
Hiya. You're hiding something. Get inside.
Jesus wept, man.
I wasn't expecting that.
No.
So before we wrap up,
Oh, he's an
everybody,
idiot in real
let's
life
have
too, is he? No, I'm just kidding. Maybe he's not.
one word from each of you to describe this new season.
Mine is riveting,
Inspirational.
mysterious.
Oh,
Pathetic.
I'm going to say
Wank.
swarm.
Oh.
All right, I'm intrigued. Well, again, a huge thank you to all of you for watching. Thank you, Chris, Jody, Manda.
Swarm.
Shawarma.
Shawarma? That does sound kind of good right now. Yeah, I'm sorry we bored you with the fucking that. What a bunch of bullshit to lead up to a trailer. They didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, well,
But there we are.
that was possibly the most uninteresting trailer I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Dude. The only thing that might be as uninteresting was the Star Trek Discovery trailer or the Picard trailer that I completely forgot. But they both ended the same way. They're like, together. We could do this together.
Together, we could do this together. And they're all holding hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both ended the same. Yeah. As if there's no idea that's going around.
Oh my fucking God. So I don't think
I don't know if I can muster it for this season.
I don't know either, dude. I'll see.
I mean, they didn't even. I mean, not that they could like talk me into the building, but it was just like nothing was said. Nothing was said at all. The trailer just looked exactly like the Chibnall shite that we've had. John Bishop, great. He's gonna be the guy that screams. He's gonna be the manzel in distress for the Whammons to save. And Greyjoy said, "Whoa!" Is that the only Grey Worm? Sorry, Grey Worm just said "whoa" 3 times. They just cut to him and he was just like "whoa," and then cut to him and he's like "whoa," and then cut to him "whoa." Is that all?
That's all it takes now. That's all. That's all it really takes. We talked about that on EFAP yesterday. That it's just scenes for people to tweet about, right? Or to look. They look away from their phone for a minute and they go, "Oh, awesome," you know. And other people brought that up, and that's fine. I'm not saying I own that observation. Multiple people have brought up that observation, and I think it's very accurate. I think it's just done. It's like pop music now. You hit certain beats, right? You hit your hooks. You got your hooks, and doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have any substance anymore. You know.
Then you lift me up. That's the kind of thing that it is.
That's all it is. Yeah, they're like they don't even like lyrics don't make sense well, some of them never did, but they used to. Q will be back. His little his strap on broke.
Oh no!
He'll be back. He'll be back to judge you all.
Cute.
So yeah, Doctor's fucking dead. He-Man. I guess there's another He-Man show coming out in a few months, and Kevin Smith lied, and He-Man died, and He-Man's probably going to come back, and he spoiled half the fucking show, and he. But he said, Chris Chibnall had the good sense to shut the fuck up after the Timeless Children, and.
What's he going to say? Hi, I ruined Doctor Who. I've ruined the whole complete history of Doctor Who. Pat me on the back. He knew not to say a word because the BBC probably said, "Don't say anything because we're going to destroy 60 years nearly of Doctor Who because we're a bunch of progressive cunt waffles."
So their big plan was to have an overarching story after their worst ratings year ever, and. You're not going to have episodic TV if people aren't into your fucking story in the first 2 episodes. Oh, these are going to be some fucking shitty ratings. These are going to fucking.
This could be horrific. I mean, if you're absolutely right. If people don't gravitate towards the story in the first couple of episodes, and something tells me there's just going to be a lot of walking and talking in this one. If you don't gravitate to the story, if you don't gravitate to the characters, bye. With no episodic episodes to say, oh, well, at least next week they're back, or oh, we get to see, you know, the cyber men are back. You know, I got a great feeling that this is going to be a disaster season.
Yeah, thankfully it's going to be short, and it's coming out in September, folks.
Jesus,
right around the time I believe we're going to get some new Star Trek. They'll both be playing simultaneously, so I might need a lobotomy after that, during a move, no less. And then I think Witcher season 2 comes out later in the year, but think Cobra Kai comes out. Oh,
I need
Kai.
I'm gonna have to hire some busty Asians to just stay with us for a few months, because I'm gonna need that relief from this shit.
Holy crap, it's gonna be yeah, if we want some good news, Black Widow did $10 million this weekend, folks. $10 million, a fucking Marvel movie.
Holy shit, week 3, 10 million.
And the shit's open. They're blaming the Delta variant. Dude, nobody's fucking running around screaming in the streets of California, the Delta variant, the Epsilon variant. Nobody fucking cares. A few more people are wearing masks. It's the only thing I've noticed. Yeah, so they're coming out with all kinds of excuses, but the thing dropped like a fucking stone. It's not the biggest third week drop. That belongs to Ragnarok, because you know, people didn't like Ragnarok as much as Disney would like you to think. But it's well on its way to not making its money back. Now they'll never admit this, but it needs to make $500 million.
Yeah, I think so, to break even.
Yep. And it's not even
550, yeah.
And it might not China release date was delayed, and it might not get released in China. China's mad at Disney right now, and Disney's trying to spin this, but it doesn't look like any Disney movie or superhero movie is going to be released, and it has everything to do with the Eternals. Now that could change, but I just read an article where like, nope, China's pissed. They're mad, and it's just China. So there's that. Yeah, this stuff isn't going to change until it falls flat in his face. But I saw, we're going to get super chats in just a second, but I saw a tweet yesterday. I'm going to paraphrase it real quick. That I think it brings up something interesting, something worth talking about. And I'd like to respond because I fundamentally and respectfully disagree with the statement, most of the statement, but I don't disagree with the sentiment. All right. So essentially, somebody on Twitter yesterday, a person on Twitter who follows me, I'm not going to put on Front Street because they seem like a perfectly nice person. They're like, hey, we got to stop watching this stuff. We got to starve them of attention. It's becoming our fault now. And that was based on some of the stuff Kevin Smith said on the live stream. Okay, Kevin Smith just lied to everyone. Yes. Are you going to believe him now? Are you going to believe him now when he goes on a live stream and says criticism doesn't matter and then complains about criticism for 25 minutes?
And tells you why everything's fine, why the criticism doesn't matter. 25 fucking minutes. That's called defensive.
Yeah.
That's called really fucking defensive, people.
Saying a ridiculously stupid shit like my fucking check cashed. I don't care. Netflix doesn't care. Let me tell you what. This small group of vocal people got the word out on The Last Jedi and Solo lost money, and then Disney changed everything. This small vocal group of people made even the BBC blink. They're not going to do anything about it, but they fucking noticed. The reason, no, you don't want to get outraged about everything. Absolutely not. You want to choose your battles. By all means, choose your battles. Like, I'm not a He-Man fan. I'm not a Masters of the Universe fan. If I made a video, it would be about Kevin Smith. It would not be about Masters of the Universe. I can't pretend to care. I can empathize with the fandom because I'm a Doctor Who fan. And our franchise got fucked harder than yours did. Much harder and dry. And it's irreparable. It's fucking done. But that being said, we have to point this stuff out. We have to talk about it. If we don't, we walk away, we black pill, they win. Now, certainly you could black pill a franchise, a particular franchise. Like, I'm done with this. I don't think it's, that I'm not going to blame you for. Like, I've done that with a couple. But the big picture overall, unless on this Friday, on Friday Night Tights, we could possibly crowdfund a movie studio. What was it? What did I talk about yesterday in our phone conversation?
10 billion.
10 billion. I think we can, if we could crowdfund 10 billion for a movie studio, then we can think about creating our alternate, or we could just voice our opinion and eventually get them to change, because they are part of the fabric of our society. And if we just walk away, we lose.
You have to understand that people speaking out against this, and very specifically, let's just say people speaking out against the Masters of the Universe bait and switch, if it wasn't having an effect, if it wasn't affecting either Kevin Smith or the studio or Netflix, they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't say a single solitary thing, because it would legitimately be meaningless to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when something is legitimately meaningless, there's no point in bringing it up.
Yep.
No point in bringing it up whatsoever. So then you go to your panel and you say, hey, you know, Masters of the Universe has come out. I've got the voice actor for Orko here, and we're going to do what the Doctor Who panel just did then, and we're just going to talk inanely for X amount of time and just push and promote the show. That's what you would do. But when you spend nearly half an hour saying, oh, it doesn't matter, Netflix don't care, I don't care, I didn't lie, I'm going to mention Clownfish TV by name, I treat them right, I don't think I did anything wrong, the beats that they said, I told the truth. I mean, admittedly, he completely misses the point, and he completely dodges the fact that he said Teela's not the main character of the show, decides to just avoid that one. Why would you avoid that one, Kevin, if you didn't lie? And the defensiveness of it, and then the Orko actor was saying, yeah, why do people like knock at your door, Kevin, and just like start these things? And Kevin's like, I don't know, I'm such a chill, wonderful, lovely person. No, Clownfish didn't at you into anything. They just hashtag Master of the Universe Revelation, because they were having a discussion about the show. You butt into this, and you butting into this caused all of this Streisand effect. So you want to say the Streisand effect is boosting your show? No, you are sweating fucking bricks. You are fucking worried. You've seen that your story has fucked off all the fucking He-Man fans. So if Netflix turn around and go, hey, Kevin, we don't care, that's all well and good. But now you've just told us that Netflix don't care what their audience think. And as you said at the beginning of the show, Gary, I think that's why we get films like Cuties on Netflix that are CP promotional products.
Yep. And that's why I'm still unsubscribed to them. So, yeah, of course, if you don't like something, don't watch. It's a real hot
take. My book.
But here's the other, which is a great sales tool. And somebody come in and said that we're going to, thanks to, Steph, she did a great job cutting these clips out on Twitter. Easy for us. And okay, so I review things to inform, to tell you why these things are happening. By all means, don't watch them. Don't buy it. That's the only way these things are going to change. And, we pick and choose our battles. I don't do it on everything, and it's fine. But to absolutely, again, to black pill, to walk away, silence never fucking solved a fucking thing. And we were fucking winning in 2019. Things were turning around. I wouldn't say it was a complete victory, but shit was turning around. Then everything got reset in 2020. It's frustrating. It sucks. Not everybody's in this fight, but I saw this, the He-Man controversy, and it's just like the Doctor Who. It's just like Last Jedi. It's just like Naughty Dog. And I'm seeing the same things said. People go into camp. Some people say, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to watch it. By all means, don't then. If you don't care about something, but you don't need to chime in on everything. Totally get it. But our culture does kind of matter. Like I said before, it's the fabric of our fucking country. And if we can, like, I think a alternative comic book industry is a viable thing that can actually, that's something that can be made a reality. So that's great. Do that. But with everything else, it's way too influential. And if we just think if you walk away from everything, what do you go? Okay, we're going to walk away from Hollywood. Then you're going to walk away from what? Voting? Is that where, I mean, a lot of us did that already and we're paying the price. And you're going to walk away from school? Are we going to walk away from this? Are we going to walk away from that? I mean, like, we can't walk away from everything. We're going to have to like sit up and fight. And again, there's some things you can't win and you have to put yourself in a position to win too. So that's why I'm here. That's why Az is here. It's not just it's not bullshit. I actually believe in this. And I guess some people can't get their heads around that, and that's fine. I've got no problem with that. But Kevin Smith coming out here and saying, "Aw shucks," Az was talking about, going, "Aw shucks, I didn't want to piss anybody." That's disingenuous. That's another fucking lie. He absolutely did, because there was an article that came out 2 hours before this thing saying I almost said Feige. Kevin Smith telling people to, and I'm sorry, I have no sleep right now. Kevin Smith telling people to grow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. The nerds. What he did was betray his core audience. He got this writing job because he has quote unquote nerd cred. Nobody hired him over on his writing skill. Okay. It's mid-level. He's a mid-level talent, a mid-level comedian. I think, I used to think he was kind of funny, but I liked him because he was a nerd. He'd talk about Marvel Comics when nobody would talk about him. That's why they're famous.
Yeah. I mean, he is a nerd. This is why we gravitated towards him. And as a nerd, you understand how fandom operates, and you understand how fans are that passionate, and you understand how fans are so invested in a property, regardless of whether it's Star Wars or Masters of the Universe. And so you distinctly realize and appreciate when that's been betrayed. Now, Kevin Smith lied.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. There's no getting away from it. He lied. He got caught in a massive lie, and he's been called out by so many people. He's now trying to use reverse psychology to get people to shut up. You're just shining a light on us. It's the Streisand effect. No, yeah, sure, there might be a light that's been shone on there. And if you want to call it the Streisand effect, so be it. But actually, it's the fandom of Masters of the Universe saying, you lied. This isn't what you said it was going to be. This is not what we wanted. We wanted a fucking He-Man show. You gave us the Teela fucking show. And the point is, right, Teela was, because she's definitely not in this show, Teela was a great character. There's no denying that. She was a great character for Masters of the Universe. We loved her. She was great. There was the core. There was the, Prince Adam / He-Man. You had Teela, Man-at-Arms, Sorceress, Orko, Cringer. That was kind of like your base hero group. And there's always got to be somebody out of the loop. There's always got to be somebody who doesn't know the secret, because that's what makes, mystery and intrigue and can cause some interesting storytelling. So Teela's always been a beloved character in terms of this franchise, and nobody would have had any problems with if they came out and said, "Hey, we're going to make a Teela series. We're going to make a Teela-centric series. We're going to put into a situation that what happens when there's no He-Man? What happens when He-Man gets knocked out of the equation? How do the regular fighters of Eternia rise up and try and defeat the forces of evil? Can they bring their hero back?" Type of business and try and do that tact. But no, he leaned into this being a He-Man show. He knew that He-Man is the big seller, because if he went with a Teela-centric show, he knows he wouldn't get, X 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% of the He-Man audience. But so he lent into this being He-Man, sold it on He-Man. All the merch is He-Man. Everything that he's surrounding himself is He-Man. And then put a horrible, disgusting piece of shit called Teela, his written Teela, as the main character that's selfish and narcissistical and doesn't give a toss about other people whatsoever other than herself. And it was just a horribly written character. So it's not just the bait and switch. It's a bait and switch and a horrible, disgusting bitch to go alongside it as well.
And the execution. Oh, look,
Yes.
Doctor Who is trending. The first trailer for the Doctor got 11,000 tweets. That'll be gone in an hour. Trust me. Yeah, Tila, I know nothing about Tila. I watched the show for reference. I watched the first episode, the last episode. I skimmed it, and I did notice one thing, that there was no He-Man in the He-Man show. So I can understand why He-Man fans would be upset. And I mentioned earlier, Kevin Smith did a promotion an hour before saying, hey, the He-Man show is going to be on. He had a bunch of promotional material, had a bunch of He-Man pictures around him, but no Tila pictures. And what were we talking about last night? Aren't they desexualizing Hollywood right now currently because they're because like the ScarJo body type is unattainable for little girls. And we talked about the Tila body the Arnold Schwarzenegger body type is an attainable thing for young girls. Maybe after lots of surgery and steroids and some chest hair. Now, I personally don't mind a little chest hair. I mind it on my women, but I don't mind it on my
don't mind it on my dudes.
I'm not big on it, on my my wife, but and thankfully she's so I don't want to get in any trouble. I'm gonna stop.
Just stop right now.
You see what I'm saying? I digress. It's fucking bullshit. And he wrote her unlikable. So he's really disingenuous in some of these clips. Let's hear it.
Hips and breasts are unattainable for you ladies, but a cock and massive muscles, they're in, baby. They're in all day.
That might
all
be
day, every day
for women. Just say it. Unless they get like implants or something like that. I don't know.
The fact that it says it's unattainable. No, it's called genetics.
Yeah,
Kevin, it's called genetics. And Kevin, do you want to go around the Western world, right? Because this is go around the Western world and do do some research on the average breast size of a woman in the Western world. I think in the UK it's a D. I think in the US it might actually be double D. So that's not small. That's not small-chested ladies.
USA.
USA. Now I was always told more than a handful is a waste, but I slapped that person right across the face when they said that. I went, bullshit, Mr. Hangman. To say it's unattainable for a woman to look pretty. It's unattainable for a woman to have breasts and hips and look feminine. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever fucking heard. When's that just suddenly fucking happened? In the last 5 years, women have just gone, oh shit, we're all uggles now. You know? Fuck out of here. But you've got your Tila walking around fucking flat as a pancake that way, flat as a pancake the other way, and muscles that would make fucking Arnie blush. With their shaven head side, just fuck off, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly the type of character he was creating, and he lied. He purposely lied to get himself the audience that he wanted, and then, of course, he's going to get the praise of his peers in the background. They're going to go, Kevin. People just can't. These misogynists just can't handle a strong woman.
Oh, and that word gets used.
I honestly, I can kind of get when people are like, oh, I wanted like more He-Man in this show and whatnot. I want to say like, oh, just fucking wait.
Right.
Wait, because the first 5 episodes has got virtually none.
5 episodes of a 10-episode season, when if you put He-Man in your show, listen, maybe missing from 1 or 2 episodes, sure, but it's a He-Man show. That's what people go to watch. Tila is I guess a character that people liked or used to like, but they're not. If they could have done a Tila show, why not just call it the Tila show?
Why not do a He-Man show and then do a Tila spin-off afterwards?
the same reason. See, this equates to Doctor Who. Why not make a Romana show? If you want a female Time Lord, why don't you make one that already exists, and then you can have a Doctor Who show and a Romana show, and you would have 2 shows with fucking we'll just call them Time Lords. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, Time Lords were different from different perspectives.
Yeah, and then she can regenerate into all the women of color you want, and then but that's what it was about. You know, Time's Up is about taking something away, so it's not about equity or equality or whatever fucking bullshit terms they're using. It's about taking something away. It's about punishment. It's about fucking punishment to fans who paid money for decades to keep these things alive. So yes, we're fucking pissed, and we're going to stay fucking pissed. And no, we're not going to shut up. You know, most of us have. And that's the thing we're trying to warn you about. And it's one of the things I learned early on at the comic shop is the one thing you got to worry about is not the customer that's upset in front of you. Certainly you want to take care of that. You want to try to talk them down, and you want that person to walk out of your store happy, right? That's my only concern. And I, you know, unless it gets out of control, if somebody's upset, I don't get defensive. I just go, oh, how do we fix this? Let's fix this. I mean, it's easy. Let's just talk and fix this. No, it's the customer that's upset, walks in. I do something I'm not even aware of that upsets that customer, and he walks out and he never comes back, and I never notice. That's the vast majority of your audience. They're not going to say a fucking word. They're just going to walk away and be done. That's what's happening to Doctor Who. That's what will happen to this. This what, you know, Mattel or whoever made this decision, it's not the foot you want to get off on. And I think there is an element of let's create controversy. Absolutely. That is part of it.
Yeah.
But
it's good to have mad fans for some reason.
Yeah. I mean,
in their eyes,
that means you have nothing. When you have to rely on that, when you have to rely on bait and switch, when you have to manipulate your audience, which they're both lies, that means you have nothing creatively. So you're going to get a big blast in the beginning, just like Doctor Who did, and then it's going to peter out and be fucking nothing.
I'm not. Should I? Fucking why not?
You gotta say episode 6 goes hard.
Episode 6. At the end of episode 6, we do something that they've never done in the franchise before.
You're gonna get more He-Man than you think you wanted.
And episode 7 contains no bullshit. And you know, I know I'm going to say this, and then a very, very vocal contingency of the internet is going to say I'm lying or something.
Apologize.
Like
Atone.
that I'm
okay. Do you see the defensiveness right now? Do you see this? You know what? I'm Kevin Smith. I got millions in the bank, all the bud I fucking could smoke. If it's such a small contingent, then why say anything? Why?
This is a guy who tweeted out saying, "Come to this thing here, and let's talk." Did I fuck up Masters of the Universe?
Exactly.
And he turned the comments off.
Turn the fucking comments off within
Turn the comments off immediately. They're on for like 2 minutes or something, and then off.
And I watched the comments, and there was nothing really bad. I think the worst one I saw, and this wasn't bad at all. Somebody said, "I love you, Kevin Smith, but you did Clownfish dirty." And they're
my god,
blah, 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 and then fucking shut everything down.
That's somebody who wants to hear from you. That is somebody who wants to hear your perspective on the show. Cuts you off.
Something like that, but I promise you, on my child's life. In episode
Don't say
7,
shit like that.
Yeah, shut up.
Not when you're a lying piece of shit.
Yeah,
you know. I hate it. I hate it when you have lied. You have openly lied.
Okay,
and now you want to bring your fucking. When people do that, overkill. This is overcompensation.
Liars. Yes, absolutely. If somebody has to swear something on their child's life or what, yeah.
There is a Skeletor and spoilers, He-Man fight that tops anything.
Is it a flashback? Does it take place? Like, who gives a shit? I mean, like, I don't have anything invested in the show, and yeah, it looks like to me, just based on what I saw, that they're setting a big return up. But most of the show is going to be fucking Tila, so that's your bait and switch. And Kevin Smith is arguing semantics, which again is a lie.
That's one of the most brutal fucking fights I've seen. The only brutal fight in animation I've seen more brutal was in Invincible when he fucking held his kid through the trains and shit. Sacrifices his life. How we do it in episode 1 is he gives his fucking life. He sacrifices his life. Now, I've been accused of lying for saying that that I'm like, He-Man does no stepping aside. If he
dying and leaving your show to follow another female character is stepping aside. I don't care what the intention was. Again, we're arguing semantics here. And by the way, he died wrong, according to Tila. Just pointing that out.
Because the person that gave the spoilers, the rumors to Clownfish, that's just the way that they phrased it.
Yep.
They said, He-Man somehow steps aside. Now they're using a broad stroke because they've been told that He-Man's not going to be in the picture. That's probably what they've been told. So they don't know exactly why He-Man's not in the picture. Whether it be dead or he's gone off on a fucking kung fu walking across Eternia or whatever it may be. So they just say to Clownfish, He-Man steps aside. So that's the broad stroke. The specifics is he died. So yes, Kevin is literally arguing semantics right now. But the fact is, he did step aside.
He's out of the show, and we're following Tila.
Yeah.
And He-Man doesn't show up again. Like he's Adam, right? But
he's Adam. Yeah, we only see He-Man in flashback after that.
Yep.
And only for a minute or so in an episode.
Yep.
The entire universe is stepping aside. Then Tony Stark stepped aside. Jesus Christ stepped aside.
I'm sorry. Did Tony Stark die in the first in his first movie?
No. Yeah, he did. Yeah, did Tony die in Iron Man 1?
Yeah. So for one, we don't know if this is technically a sequel. I don't care, but this is the first time people have seen He-Man in years, and you killed him in the first episode, and they're pissed. Let them be pissed. Fans are going to be pissed, but you going out on a live stream and patronizing them and minimizing them and clowning them. He's fucking clowning the fandom.
But it's not as if we got a character that we wanted to follow either. It's not as if we got a Tila that was just like, sympathetic and strong at the same time, that was mourning the loss of Adam and He-Man, that was trying to reconcile that she didn't realize that they were this one in the same person, and how that affects her friendship and none of that. We didn't get any of that. We suddenly got fucking T-Man and a girlfriend just talking about how much fucking Adam's a dickhead and I hate him because nobody told me he was He-Man and my father's a fucking loser and I'd rather fucking walk the planet with Evelyn, who's Skeletor's lieutenant, than deal with fucking family. And then when she goes to heaven, she fucking tells Adam off. He's like, I died. And she's like, yeah, and we had to live with that. Oh, boo. Fucking who? So he didn't even give us a nice character, a cool character, a character that we could relate to, a character that we could see the history of He-Man through and what his loss had caused Eternia. No, we got a bitch, a massive fucking bitch to follow around. Fuck off, mate.
And Griffin Newman, it looks like he walked off the set of Grease or whatever, coming out with his and I like this guy when he was in The Tick, but he's a little dick too.
It's a messianic moment, and if you follow,
it's a messianic moment. Oh
no,
yourself, brother.
Classic literature, the hero's arc. Like, bless you. It's where the hero has to go eventually.
The hero's arc. No, it's called a hero's arc, Kevin. Not the hero dies in the first fucking episode, Kevin. The arc is like this, right? Here's the first episode. Here's the last episode. And there's an arc that goes across the whole thing and patches it together.
Yeah, He-Man's arc is...
Yeah, his arc is Wah, wah. Then we get Teela's arc, which is she's a massive cunt.
Steph, I don't know if she's out there. You need to clip the audio of what he said. I'll read it because I could not believe it when I fucking heard it. I gave the quote to Jeremy when he. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. There was very little creativity involved. That's an exact quote from Kevin Smith talking about the concept, all the concepts they brought in prior to He-Man. There was very little creativity involved.
I believe you.
I think that was an honest state. Yeah, I think we got some honesty out of Kevin Smith there. So let's by the way, again, thanks to My Nerdy Home, Steph, go give her a follow there, please.
Good girl, Steph.
Yeah, she's one of my mods. She does a lot of stuff for Ryan, for Brian Kinnell over at
Brian Kinnell,
RJ Outrage, and then Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, here we go.
Like worried about like, oh, people are going to hate the show because my bosses were two of the.
This
biggest-
is supposed to. This is the punchline here, folks.
This is why I never like worried about like, oh, people are going to hate the show.
Oh no, this isn't it.
Because
Next one.
My bosses were two.
They're big fans. Hang on, I'm trying to get to. Oh, this is the one I wanted. This is the punchline. My bad. I'm tired.
There's an articles talking.
Attention on a thing you don't like. Yes. Streisand effect.
The Streisand effect. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. There's an articles talking about this review bombing. I have nothing to do with the articles. I retweeted the one article and I said,
listen, he says, I have nothing to do with these articles. I retweeted. So you retweeted the articles talking about the review bombing. I had nothing to do with it. All I did was take that article and retweet it out to my how many hundred thousands of
Does he have a
people
couple million?
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how many people he has following on Twitter. I just took those articles and retweeted them out to all of those people so they could see it. You know?
And let's remind when he 3.1 million followers.
There
And
you go. I had nothing to do with it.
Clownfish has by the way, go give Clownfish a sub. They're good people. They have 19,000 followers. That's very respectable on Twitter, by the way. And they have over 200,000, 213,000. They're blowing up right now. Fucking good for them, man. Get that money, Clownfish.
Yeah, they're getting their moment, and they fucking deserve it after the dragging they got.
No, and I'm gonna have their back because they had my back during the Doctor Who thing. So thank you for that. And I will. Yes, Kevin Smith owes them an apology. If I was Clownfish. And I don't. The Clownfish isn't asking for one, by the way. That's what they said on Twitter. I would tell him to fuck off, personally. I mean, like, who needs Kevin Smith? His career amongst nerds is done. Is fucking done. Yeah, there'll be sycophants who follow him around, but like he's going to produce Clerks 3. Well, I would say a good half of his audience is now, which isn't big, isn't going to go to this movie now. I'm not going to go see it. I can give a fuck. There's no chance it'll be good, and it'll probably be Kevin Smith crying, and I think he's writing in the heart attack, and I'm sorry he had the heart attack, and I'm glad he's okay. He's still an asshole.
Yeah,
I don't want anything bad to happen to him, other than maybe his He-Man show falling flat in his face for lying to fans. I want Hollywood. Yes, I want them to fail when they lie and drag fans, and even beyond the lies, the fan blaming, fucking fan blaming. Stop.
He's just shown exactly what his true colors were all along. He's the poor little boy that Hollywood rejected, and he was so desperate to get into their graces. And in the meantime, he shook his fist at them, and he took his little jabs at them. And then one day they went, "Hey, Kevin, do you wanna do a little bit of this?" And he went, "Oh," and then just turned his back on everyone else. I'm going to BRB in a couple of minutes, okay?
Yeah. I always thought Howard Stern was the biggest sellout, biggest disappointment. Used to be a man of the people. Kevin Smith has now passed him up quite easily. And when you betray your core audience, I mean, you see that with YouTube, right? We've all learned lessons here on YouTube. You see certain YouTubers make mistakes, and it's how you react to those mistakes, right? Some do a fine job. They go out and take responsibility, and just things are fine after that. You know, you just own up to your shit. It's fine. We all make mistakes, right? But then you make mistakes, then you continually lie about it, and then you know, it's shown that you were a complete fraud, and then you don't get any growth anymore. That shit happens too, because you can only keep like the act up for so long. In Hollywood, it's a lot easier because you can control everything. You know, he was doing a live stream yesterday, and again, if I was his representation, I would have fucking said, do not do this. Do not do this. But he wants to keep it going. Oh, he absolutely wants to keep it going. So here is the big punchline. Az will be back in just a moment.
Attention on a thing
Yes.
you don't like. Yes. Streisand effect.
They the Streisand effect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And listen, there's truth to that. There is truth to that. Okay. And I just fucked up because I moved it.
Did the one article and I said, like, oh, at least we're in good company. They did this to the boys and Captain Marvel. Many people were very quick to point out they only did this to the boys because they were putting out one episode a week. And Captain Marvel, like, why would you compare yourself to that? If those are your two, you know, fucking rocks you're standing on, you're fucked and shit like that. So, you know, when people hate a thing, they fucking find a way to defeat you on every point and every turn. And so they were acting like I said that we'd been review bombed. I was literally fucking quoting an article that was up. That review bombing thing, like it was so weird because I'd been a witness to it from the outside in other occasions. I remember when that happened to the boys, and I was like, how strange.
He brings up it happened to the boys for a different reason, because they went episodic, wisely so. They went episodic after doing the binge model, and a bunch of people were pissed off about it. But all these streaming, like Netflix, is going to have to give up the binge model pretty soon too, because it's not sustainable. That's a video for another day. But then he talks about Captain Marvel.
And when it happened to Captain Marvel, you know, never did I thought we'd be at the epicenter of it, but there we were and stuff. And so naturally, I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? Like, is it going to bum anybody out, or are we going to fucking be in trouble? And the folks upstairs, like, put it on Front Street. And this is not me being a dick, man. This is just me kind of explaining, like, how counterproductive it is to go all in against something you hate. Their reaction was like, Kevin, this is amazing for the show. And I was like, yeah, but all these people are mad. They were like, yes, it looks like about 5,000 to 10,000 people.
Okay. This is another lie. 5,000 to 10,000 people on Twitter. Twitter isn't the world. It's a much different story on fucking YouTube, which is a better representation of the world, where this disingenuous liar had to turn off the comment section, and every live stream he does, go ask Star Wars. Go fucking ask Star Wars. If it's a small amount of people, I think people are still downvoting their videos to this very day because of Gina Carano. Go ask Star Wars how things are going, how this small contingent of people and how great it is. By the way, these are the executives at Netflix who greenlit and absolutely supported Cuties. Are we going to fucking give a fuck what they think? Now, this is what he says.
Have written nasty things. And they were like, but we have 210 million subscribers. And I was like, oh, so mathematically we're safe? They're like, safe as kittens. So like,
yeah, and their subscribers have leveled off of late, and it seems like everybody's there's some articles out there that Disney Plus has leveled out, and it seems like we've reached a little plateau for the streaming wars. Netflix now has real competition. They are still, I think, Amazon Prime has a very close to that number as well. That's a service I would much rather use than Netflix, because at least they don't have Cuties on their platform. You know, I'm not crazy about Amazon either, but they're a necessary evil sometimes, and I'd rather support them than fucking Disney. Well, until Lord of the Rings comes out, and then they'll be the fucking devil, I'm sure. And by the way, if you think this He-Man thing is big, wait till fucking Lord of the Rings comes out. Ooh, just fucking wait. Oh my God.
You can do it. And I ain't trying to stifle anybody's freedom of speech. Absolutely. Go ahead and stuff. But it's it won't do what you think it's going to do.
Yeah.
Okay, then why are you talking about it for 25 minutes on your live stream? And by the way, he also charged $50 a ticket to have 20 people here, sycophants laughing at him. And yeah, okay. If you're not worried about it, then don't be worried about it.
I too, like them, was like, oh my God, this is a bad thing. And they were intending to do a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's a nefarious plot or bots and shit, but all the people, like, it's a little suspect that are, we're, what is it called? Fucking certified fresh. Yeah. And then our audience rating is like in the toilet.
I'm not saying it's bots, but it's a little suspect. I think it's more suspect that many critics like a thing. You can review bomb both ways. I think He-Man fans are genuinely pissed off, and they can vent, and they're gonna vent in the one place that they still can.
Right.
Where you can see the metric.
If Netflix don't care what Rotten Tomatoes score is, and that's fine, go to Netflix and give them a downvote on Netflix. Because then I think it would matter when they see a big thumbs down on the actual Netflix. So you can do that. You can go to the show. If I'm not telling you to downvote it, I'm saying if that's how you feel, if you want to give it a thumbs up, you give it a thumbs up. But I'm saying if you don't think that something like Rotten Tomatoes is a metric, and I don't think it's a metric that people care about because it's so manipulated nowadays, I would go to Netflix itself, and I'd put, if you have a Netflix account and you've seen it and you didn't like it, I would do what I did and do a thumbs down on it.
32%. It's been kind of frozen, but they froze Doctor Who at Doctor Who got to 0. I did a video on that. They hit 0 on the fucking audience score.
Oopsies.
Oopsies. Here we go.
But so just so everyone doesn't say like he thinks it's a fucking conspiracy. I'm not saying that. That's what I read.
I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I just read it was a conspiracy. Yeah. I don't have any original thought of my own. What do you think, Kevin? What is your thought about it? Do you think the downvoting is just review bombing Kevin, or do you think people are dissatisfied? Why, if the critics give it a top mark and the audience give it a low mark, do you think it's the critics who are correct? Don't you think the critics who have more to lose if they say that something's poor? Because this is access media. These are people that get their interviews, that get they get everything based on the companies saying, "Hey, you journalist, you have always been good to us. We're going to grant you an interview with this, or you can come and see this in our studio, or you can see that or the other." Yeah, the access media is the buyer side. The customer, the people that actually are paying for the product, are saying, "No, mate." And so they're the ones who are lying.
Yeah.
Let me just, that doesn't make any logical sense.
No, it doesn't. It's bullshit.
He thinks it's a fucking conspiracy. I'm not saying that. That's what I read. I don't know what to think at this point and shit like that. But I do know this much. Based on what I was told by the people that like pay my salary, that doesn't matter to them. Like they literally don't care.
They don't care. Netflix does not care what you think. Just be a big fucking mouth, a big trough. Just keep throwing your money at people who don't give a fuck. They see you as a consumer, which is a horrible term. It's a fucking horrible term.
You're a customer.
You're a customer.
Even send me tweets where like I was on Comic Book Men one season, and I was like, yeah, I was a big He-Man fan and shit like that.
Here's the more disingenuous.
As if Netflix was going to be like, Kevin, you should have told us.
No, Kevin, they were calling you out on this because you said, I'm a massive He-Man fan. You said, I'm the guy who's the big comic book guy, the DC, the Marvel guy, but right up there next to them is Masters of the Universe. You yourself said that, and you got caught twice, once in a tweet and once on your show saying, I don't give a shit about He-Man. They're calling you out for being a fucking liar. They're not trying to get you fired at Netflix. They're not trying to cause strife with you and Netflix. They're saying directly to you that you're saying you're this massive Masters of the Universe fan when you get the fucking gig. But in history, you have said twice you don't give a shit about the character. But he frames it as something completely different because he's a disingenuous piece of shit.
He's a liar.
You know, like that shit doesn't like matter to anybody who writes a fucking check or something like that.
Okay. Well, that you know what? It's obvious. It's obvious. And we've pointed that out that none of this shit matters to the people writing the check. They just want to be able to write more checks. You're not helping your case, dickhead.
So you can like rumble, young man, rumble by all means. I was 20 once and I fucking hated things as well. So and pop off as much as you like. Come at me on Twitter. My Twitter stream,
it's kids, by the way. It's only kids.
95% love fest.
It's only kids.
20-year-olds, just 20-year-old kids. That's all it is. You know, since the 50-year-old, 52-year-old, however it is, man who professes to still be a massive geek can't equate that there are others, you know, of a similar age that have grown up with this stuff that are just as mad as the kids that he's trying to equate it to.
Yep. Kevin Smith, you're just another cog in the machine. You're another tool of the system. You're just another Hollywood fraud. That's all you are.
We're like, this is amazing and blah, blah, very complimentary. I thank all those people. And then 5% of you ruined my childhood. You're a cuck.
It's only 5%, folks, but he's 25. But what? 50% of this live stream was spent on talking about 5% of the people. Let's keep that in mind.
By the way, there's more people watching this live stream now than there was watching that live stream last night.
Very derogatory. And then some people who aren't even derogatory who just write long tweets about how I ruined it and stuff like that. Long, thoughtful tweets. So, you know, in that stream, it's still positive. Like it's like I'm like, other than, you know, me going like, oh my God, this Uproxx article and reaching out to the powers that be. The moment that they were like, oh, what are you doing? Like, don't worry about it. Suddenly I got to kick back and like literally enjoy what's going on.
So you're kicking back and enjoying what's going on. And then, okay. Here comes Mr. Hot Take, by the way. This is my favorite moment of, by the way, Steph didn't cut out what Griffin Newman was saying some bullshit too. He was saying the typical stuff. Like, these are creatives. They're going to come from the creative perspective. The fans are idiots to them. All right. And this little douchebag, I liked him again in the Tick, but you're a little voice actor, Grease. You know, like fucking, and he probably fancies himself a geek too, with his geek chic going on.
Oh, he's got Kevin Smith next to him. Kevin Smith invited him along. He's feeling as happy as Larry. He's emboldened by it all. Yeah, let's just turn on the fans, just like everyone else. It's such a default mode.
Fucker to go to. Orko is going to blame the fans.
By the way, this just makes me have more and more and more respect for Henry Cavill. Every fucking time I hear one of these pieces of fucking disingenuous shit open their mouth and blame fandom, it just makes me think of when Henry Cavill just like, no, they're not toxic, they're passionate. And he understands, because Henry Cavill's probably a true geek. You know, this is a guy who's into his Warhammer and World of Warcraft and all this stuff. And when you do get deep into that, yeah, you're a proper fucking nerd. Yeah. And so just because he's a beautiful, fit, buff, gorgeous man, doesn't mean that he fits the geek narrative in terms of look or whatever. That's something which has been constructed by Hollywood. No, this guy understands that when you get into fandom, when you get into franchises, that they can consume a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, a lot of your money. You know, these aren't cheap things for the most part.
Yeah, these aren't like little fuck off things.
Masters of the Universe, this cartoon, for all its glory and its beauty, and, you know, because it looks beautiful. I love the animation. The animation is mwah! But this has been made to sell a new toy line for Mattel.
Yeah, I'm going to zero in on this fucking little fucking douchebag right here with this little pink fucking grease fucking jacket, this little fucking soy worm here. He fucking came after the fans worse than Kevin did in this live stream. So if you want to go and just verify it for yourself, Griffin Newman, shut the fuck up, you little fucking soy bitch. That, you know, like, this is what doesn't help. You know, again, I don't like, you're a fucking voice actor. You go and pretend in front of a microphone for like what, 5 minutes, and oh my god, your talent to voice Orko, like any fucking He-Man fan. You could pull probably any He-Man fan who could probably do a just as good a job as this guy who got overpaid. And to come out and I get a little pissed with the fan blaming thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see no gratitude from these two fucks where they don't have to acknowledge this at all. Kevin Smith, like you said earlier, never had to say a fucking thing to Clownfish. They didn't at him. He could just count his money, fucking smoke his buds, and live his merry life, and with all of his fake geek cred, and go cry about the next, like when Rogue Squadron comes out, he can piss his pants and cry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but listen to this.
This is the guy that cried over the fucking Flash.
The Flash, dude.
CW.
Listen to this guy.
Run, Barry, run.
Hottest take on the internet this guy's got. Okay, be ready for it, because I doubt you've heard this before, fans.
Bam is in here, man. He's here on the screen.
Hampton. Oh, hey there.
I just want to put out there that, you know, there's 130 other episodes of Masters of the Universe that people can watch if they don't like your 5. You didn't go and take their DVDs away. I went through this.
Oh my god!
This is such a redundant argument.
Uh-huh.
It's so fucking redundant, that argument. You don't like what we put out, don't watch it. Watch your old shit. Isn't the whole point of you putting this out for people to go and watch? It's so easy it's so easy to lose a customer. That's why these people don't give a fuck, because they don't have to even try to lose a customer, because it's second nature to these fucking absolute ramptons. But it's so difficult to actually win somebody over. So instead of actually trying to win, but there again, you can't win somebody over when you've come from a position of lying like Kevin Smith has. This isn't as if he's actually constructed something which he truly believes was what he said it was, and now is trying to defend it. No, he's having to defend it from the perspective that he got caught the fuck out. So you made this show for people to come watch, and your argument's going to be, well, go watch the other Masters of the Universe that you liked that came out in the fucking 80s. Yeah, don't worry about our stuff. You know, this isn't made for you. You know, you go watch the stuff which is actually made for the boys, you know, because of the popularity of Teela, we made She-Ra to give the girls an equivalent of He-Man. But no, you just go back to the old stuff. Don't worry about this new stuff. This wasn't made for you. This was made for 40-year-old women that stink of cat piss.
As a big Star Wars fan, when Disney erased the expanded universe, and I was like, my Timothy Zahn book is still on the shelf. I can go read it. They didn't come here and take it, you know. So like, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars fans are gonna love to hear that one. It doesn't matter what you cared about, what you invested in, that Disney just threw away and said doesn't count anymore. Your book still reads.
In those 100
this is
nice hot mic he's got as well, by the way.
Yeah, fuckhead. You're on a fucking live stream with Kevin Smith. You don't know how to just the gain on your fucking mic. Something I figured out in my first, I don't know, it took me 3 years to figure it out on YouTube, but like, not professional, okay? So listen, you're not fucking geeks. You're a bunch of fucking poser pieces of shit. You need to be gate kept now. I used to be very much against that. Very much against that. Not anymore. You got douchey douchebag Biff fucking Chad going, dude, bro, my Timothy Zahn, but you don't have a Timothy Zahn book on the shelf, you fucker. And if you did, you haven't cracked it open. It's got dust on it. You LeBron James did. You read the first page.
Yeah, over and over again.
Episodes that people didn't like, and you just don't rewatch them.
These are the guys that like started picking up and playing D&D like a few years ago when D&D got huge in Hollywood, and they started
with Critical Role.
Yep, and because and everybody and like, oh my god, it's D&D is so hot right now, so let's all live stream ourselves playing Dungeons and Dragons, and like, fuck, he's one of them.
You know, there's a ton of He-Man out there. And
I'm showing, or I'm posing that I'm a nerd.
Oh, it's like anything else.
All right, that's about it. I mean, they talk about he mentions clownfish by name.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, good for the clownfish, great for clownfish. But if it doesn't bother you so much, why did you almost apologize to clownfish? He did apologize for dragging their name a little bit, so there was kind of an apology there, which is fine. Apologize. That's
he doesn't apologize though. He doesn't give them an apology.
Kind of, yeah. That's as close as they're going to get, and they don't need it. And I would look. This is so easy to solve. Think back to Sonic. The Sonic thing happened. People reacted. What did that director do? He went, I hear you. You've got a point. We're going to fix this. We want to make it right. We want to give you the best movie possible. Fucker got a sequel out of it. There was no way that was going to get a sequel. Like, no way in hell.
No.
And it was easy. It was one and done. One fucking tweet. People went, oh, okay. Wow. Thank you. Thanks for listening.
But the point is that director, he saw the criticism of the design of Sonic and was like, I actually do want to make a film that people like. I do want to make a film that people gravitate towards, that feel as if, I'm watching Sonic. And so when, okay, hey, look, I've listened to you, and okay, we're going to make some changes on that. Kevin Smith was always writing the show from the perspective of third wave feminist bitch Tila. That's the perspective the show has always been made from. He-Man was the vessel, was the franchise that they were going to take over because He-Man was the brand. It had the star power. So that's what they sold it on. Just like they've been doing with all of these series now. Star Trek Discovery, it isn't Star Trek. It's not even close to Star Trek. It's got nothing to fucking do with Star Trek. The sequel trilogy, Jesus, just don't even get me fucking started on that nonsense. Doctor Who, no, it's now been completely retconned because of BBC's inclusion and diversity policy, because of the BBC's far left ideology, which is just absolutely overtaken and destroyed the BBC in the process. Because now last year, 200,000 people stopped paying the TV license. This year, 700,000.
Ooh, wow.
That's a big fucking increase over the course. And that was in lockdown. In lockdown, when people are there watching TV and shit, 700,000 people went, we ain't paying TV license no more.
Good for you, fucking UK. So proud of you. So I'm wearing my bowler hat today.
Yeah. Representing.
So we're gonna answer some super chat questions here. Thank you for your patience. And if you need to go, you can go.
No, I'll do super chats with you.
Yeah, thanks, bud. And listen, I want to thank everyone for being here. And the reason, listen, I'm gonna try to do a couple videos on like the reason things are garbage. There's a lot of reasons, and it's not woke, but that's probably the biggest part is woke intersectional feminism, CRT, because that's their decision making is all coming from that place. So every decision made is coming with CRT or intersectional feminism or woke or inclusivity and diversity and virtue signaling before you make a creative decision. Instead of every story starts with an idea, just an idea, nothing more. And you don't have anything restricting you. You can write whatever the fuck you want. You can create whatever world you want. Not anymore. So that's fundamentally the problem. And that's why we try to inform you of things like, hey, this is why I think Loki is bad. This is why I think it's a absolute shit show. I'm going to tell you why. And not even get to everything. not to even get to every fucking reason on how that show was bad. And some people watched the Tila show, and they found some enjoyment in it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Again, I have no emotional investment, but overall, things are pretty much shit from Hollywood anyway. It's just a different brand of shit, and this is most definitely their worst era, and it's avoidable because sacrificing something on the altar of agenda is purposefully subverting a character. It's exactly what Kevin Smith did with He-Man. It's what Rian Johnson did with The Last Jedi, and J.J. Abrams did with Han Solo in The Force Awakens, and what Kevin Smith is currently doing with the MCU. People want more, they want to see Loki. They want to see the character of Loki. They don't want to see him following around as some other woman as a subservient puppy, right? Now they have a very strong brand, so they can throw a spell on people for a little while. But I think that's wearing thin. Of course, Black Widow, which was a very popular character. I love ScarJo as Black Widow. They assassinated her character. They assassinated Loki's character. Sam Wilson, the fucking Bucky, Wanda. Just down the line, they've assassinated characters, men and women. So yeah, and Vigilante Williamson for $10. It was the first super chat. He says everything is trash, not just because of wokeness and making the right people mad, but because we have a generation of writers who think set pieces, bad jokes, and shocking twists are good writing. Yep, they're just not talented. They're not experienced. You have Kevin Smith going, I need to Game of Thrones fucking He-Man. Just He-Man, dude. Just fucking He-Man, whatever that is. Mikey Gussler for $20. Wow, a Nerdrotic Nooner on Sunday. And thank you, Vigilante Williamson. Count me in. Need to get your thoughts on a few things. One, Batgirl casting, lame. Daniel Kibblesmith being hired to write Blade. Not surprised.
He's afraid of black people, so
yeah,
I'm a bit worried.
Kibblesmith is not a very good writer. I read his Deadpool, and it wasn't good. Kevin Smith calling Clownfish by name during his podcast. I thought that was incredible for Clownfish. And keep it up, folks. It's working. Do not listen to the liar, Kevin Smith, who said this doesn't matter. If it didn't matter, he wouldn't spend a half an hour on his live stream after the premiere of a show talking about it. He just wouldn't. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I do not bring things up that don't matter to me on this show. I just don't. There's a lot of shit that I don't give a fuck about, so I'm not going to bring it up, and I don't care. Trending
we'll
on
do what we did on Friday Night Tights, which is we'll address it, and it's done in like 2 minutes.
Yep, it'll be done in like that. Twitter hit me again for insulting Kevin Smith, says Marksman of 117B. Well, you must be doing some very good insulting then, and I very well done. Fuck Twitter. You don't need to be on Twitter. Thank you, Marksman. Mikey Gussler for $20. One more thing. Watched your Loki video early this morning, and wow, you know how things seem different when you watch it instead of just listening to it. I could not believe that Lady Sif kicking was real until I saw it. Shame. Yeah, that's a great point. It's kind of like what Kevin Smith said. You hear him say Netflix doesn't care. We all know Netflix doesn't care, but we just heard an employee of Netflix say Netflix doesn't care what you fucking think.
Yeah.
That is huge.
We don't care what you think. We have 210 million subscribers. If you don't like this tough fucking shit, we're just churning out a bunch of crap anyway, so deal with it.
Yeah, and they stopped the Loki show in the 4th episode so they can have Lady Sif kick him in the balls 3 times in a row.
Over and
over again. Right in the fucking nuts. For one, no guys
until he broke down and said what a horrible person he was.
Yep. And I did a video a long time ago where I was going over sci-fi.coms. For Captain Marvel stuff. I went to a podcast, a sci-fi.com podcast. And the guy in the podcast said, yeah, we're Access Media. We throw softball questions to maintain access. Yes. He came out and admitted it. I'm like, holy shit. So I took the clip, made a video, and it blew up for my channel at the time. And yeah, we all knew that. We all knew they were Access Media, but we had some clown fucking admit it. Just come out and say it. And it's like, oh, dude, thank you. But dude, do not say shit like that out loud. So yeah, Kevin Smith, what to your point, as it's much more likely that the critics are full of shit because they have a financial incentive. Fans are angry. They have no financial incentive. They're just angry because they actually care because they're fans.
Well, they're angry because they're at a financial disadvantage because they paid for this.
Yep. And they want a recourse, right? They want, and they deserve that. And do you see how Hollywood has spun this? Hollywood has made their racism the fans' fault. They have made their sexism the fans' fault. They have made their failures the fans' fault. Fuck that shit. Call it out every single time. Never stop. Don't walk away. No, you don't have to watch it. Don't buy it. Do not fucking walk away from that shit or they're going to win. They're going to keep fucking doing it. Jesus. Raging Rhino. Hey, Gary, stay awesome. Thanks, mate. Hey, you too, buddy. Thank you for the $2.99. Mikey Gusler. Again, thank you, Mikey, for $10. Can't wait for Hawkeye this December. The rumor is, oh, no. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't mean to crash your fucking hopes because, yes, I saw the same rumor too, that Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is going to be in Hawkeye, which breaks my fucking heart because they're going to fucking kill off Hawkeye. Wonder how they'll treat him. If not, they will have Hawkeye. That'll be the character assassinated. Yes, Jeremy Renner will be the next man to step aside.
Well, if you've seen the casting on Google, Jeremy Renner's character is Clint Barton. Kate Bishop's character is Hawkeye.
Yep.
So you got to be very careful with the way that you phrase that because she's the star. When it's Hawkeye, she's going to be the star. She's the Hawkeye.
NK33, fuck you. I'm going to read this in a second.
Okay.
But I don't want to see Daredevil on Disney Plus. Remember in Daredevil season 1 when Kingpin cut a guy's head off with a car door?
Car door, yeah.
With the fucking car door. Do you think you're going to see that in fucking on Disney Plus? No. You think Daredevil was bloody and violent and by far the best thing Marvel has ever done. Period. Not even fucking close in my eyes. Now, yes, I'm a little biased because I love the character of Daredevil. And I thought Charlie Cox, who I thought initially was horrible casting, completely won me over in like 10 minutes. He's a great Matt Murdock. And I think the whole cast was great. I think the whole production was fucking perfect. Drew Goddard is the fucking man. I just don't think, I think if they put it on Hulu and they make it rated R, I think it's a possibility. And like, if the woke shit goes away, and that's a lot of ifs, man. When I get past like 2 ifs, I start getting skeptical. NK33 for $2. Horror Wolf Rural. Yes, I'm that cool. Fuck you. Those are 3 words I have a very hard time saying. And NK33 was paying attention on Friday Night Tights. So it sounds like I'm saying Horror Wolf Rural instead of rural wolf or horror. Get a couple cameras, says Culture Casino for $2. I have, you know what? I do. I've got cameras, bro. I've got cameras all day long.
Cameras.
I've never set up the multicam shot. I think I need to do that. But yeah, I've had cameras ready.
You got to do that when you got the hot tub.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes. The hot tub stream. As soon as I hit 500,000, million subs, I'll do a hot tub stream. Non-stick pansexual. That will guarantee I will never get there. Much love, buddy. I hope you're doing well. He-Man was a disappointment, even though the animation was top notch. Maybe they can save it with season 2. Well, I think in the second half, like they turn it around, and I think the animation for the men was top notch. I think and also for the other men, the one with that looked kind of like women, but they were men too.
Nothing looked like a woman apart from Evelyn. Not saying when she took her headdress off.
Yep. SJ Almighty, thank you for the super sticker. Roger H, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. That's for $1.99 and 5 pounds. SJ Almighty. JT for $5. Happy to see the sudden live stream. Can you do a video of your room before dismantling it? Yes, JT, I promise I will. I could actually do that this weekend. I have a couple of low tier videos I need to make. I was supposed to make them last night, but I spent my time talking to Az and then arming myself for a possible intruder.
Yeah.
And like preparing myself good because, like, it's me and my son, right? And I'm like, yeah, I might have to like end somebody tonight. I'm not looking forward to that prospect. But if I see a head, if I see a body walking on my property, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm popping. It's going. It's on. I'll deal with the consequences later. But yeah. Thankfully that didn't happen. I'm very relieved that did not happen. Fuck. So hopefully it was just a dude going through the neighborhood and it's got nothing to do with the YouTube thing. Like, I'm sure people can find the house if they tried, but yeah, it's not things I had to worry about. So now we're going to get a whole security system on the outside for a house that we're only going to live in for like 2 or 3 more months. Guillermo Diaz, I don't want to screw up this name. Guillermo Diaz Las Carolina for $5 says, is there any truth that Kevin Smith was hired by Mattel to devalue the Masters of the Universe IP before rights refer back to Hasbro? I don't know why I don't want to put anything out of the realm of possibility because the stories, people go, nah, your first instinct is to go, nah. And I would mostly agree with that, but go back and look at the history of Hollywood and corporate America and see like how petty they can be. Anything's fucking possible. I think they hired Kevin Smith based on his geek cred and not his writing ability. And I don't think the people at Mattel, I think they just wanted to meet Kevin Smith. I don't think they give a fuck about anything else. He-Man is a widget to them. And they say, oh, I'm big He-Man fan. No, they're big fans of money and they want to make money and they wanted to subvert expectations because, most people in Hollywood are creatively bankrupt. They suck. So what they do is they just rip people off or they follow trends. And especially when you're playing it safe, which Hollywood is the ultimate of playing it safe right now because it's so corporate. They're not going to take any fucking chances. We were just talking about Iron Man. Like that movie was taking a chance. They could never make anything now. Think about
Iron Man wasn't a major Marvel character. It was a second stringer, really. When they put him up there, he wasn't of a level of a Superman or a Batman or an X-Men even. Or Spider-Man. No, they're the biggies. But they took a risk on putting Iron Man there. They took a massive risk with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh God, yeah.
Massive. This is a potential, one step away from being incarcerated for a long time.
And he went to prison. He did
for a little bit.
Yeah, he did time in prison. As somebody who's done that, I got respect for the guy's attitude. And they also, if that movie had flopped, Marvel would have lost the rights to the character outright. So that was a huge fucking risk. SG Almighty, thank you again for the 149 super sticker. I appreciate it. Dana B, thank you for the 499 super sticker that says, oh, it's clapping. Thank you. Simon Butterfield for £5 says, I love your who will lovingly call Dr. Karen so much that I use it often to my peeps I come across. Oh, well, thank you. That was an addition. As you may or may not know, I call her the first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker because that's how the Access Media refers to her in every fucking article.
Yeah.
So
it's like when there's an actor, they don't just say actor David Turner. They say gay actor David Turner.
Why
did you have to put that there? Why did you put that there? Just he's an actor. Just put David Turner.
He's actor. They're all gay, right?
Exactly.
Wonton sombrero. Excuse me, for $4.99 gives us a good job super sticker for $4.99. Thank you. The Grizzly for $10 says, "Hail Gary, hail Az." Also, the new Dune trailer has me worried. It looks completely intersectional. I just love the books and want a proper adaptation of Frank Herbert's vision. Is it too much to ask? No, it's not. I think it'll be intersectional. I hope I'm wrong. I want Dune fans to have a great movie. I do.
I don't do Dune. You know, I'm not a Dune fan. I'll watch it because it's sci-fi, and I love me some sci-fi. Yep. So from my perspective, I'll be watching it as a complete and utter normie. I don't know how faithful it's going to be to the books. I know that there's been race changing and gender changing, swapping in the movie against the characters. But I don't know. I'll just have to judge it based on what I see.
Yeah. I'm going to try to read the book before it comes out. Probably won't get that in, but I'll give it a shot. I have tried to start that book a couple of times and I'm like, it's not grabbing me. I know people love it. I don't mean to disrespect it. It's just not for me. But it's been a while since I've read it. It's been like a couple decades. I'm an older man now, so I'll give it a shot. As you're right, as in Tila from the Masters of the Universe, it's the ultimate Karen's takeover from Simon Field for £5.
She was a good character in the regular cartoon, and you don't get to be a loved character for decades when you're not. You know, you've earned it. And then this iteration of Tila is just disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just, Karen's a perfect word. It's just everything that we decry in comic books, females, this is it in animation form.
Yeah. It personified, right? So I watched it as a complete outsider, no emotional investment. And I can tell you without a doubt, I found the character, and I like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Okay. I'm not big on her husband, but I'm a Buffy fan. Right. And I couldn't stand her character. It was grating. Like there was nothing endearing about this character. I'm like, and it reminded me of, I think her name is Belle from Twilight. Yes. I watched the fucking Twilight movies. I got a wife, went and watched them. So I watched them all. And I'm like, how does anybody like this bitch? Like this chick's an insufferable bitch. And everybody's falling all over. And that started that. It's a fan fiction character archetype where it's just a fucking Mary Sue. A person shows up and everybody loves them because they exist, but they're insufferable throughout the whole fucking thing.
I don't think Sarah Michelle Gellar's voice fits Tila anyway.
No, because Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice would have fit her a little better. Like, I'm Tila. You lied to me.
You lied. Get to the chopper.
Lad.
Let us some steam, Skeletor.
I died, Tila. I don't care that you died. Think about
I need to live with it. Feel the burn.
Oh, somebody needs to revoice the entire show with fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking doing it.
But say the same words.
Yes.
Tila, I died. Yeah, and we had to live with it.
We had to live with it. Your lies.
Your lies.
Get to the chopper. Not the tumor. Somebody please do that. I need a laugh. Daddy Az wreck my ass like Chimballs wrecked Doctor Who. Wow.
Oh my god. That would destroy it.
Oh my.
You would be wrecked. That's all I can say.
Thanks for the $2 there, Tiger. New to nerds. Love the show. Friday Night Tights is tits. And shout out to all in the chat. Funny as fuck. Shout out to the chat, by the way. Big shout out to the fucking chat.
That's always good for a laugh.
They're fucking hilarious. And thanks for all the support on Friday Night Tights. It is a fucking blast. I am like worn out after that show in a good way from laughing so much. And, Like the next day, I'm pretty much torched, and somehow we managed to do a fucking 5-hour EFAP. 6 hour.
It was good 5.5, I think. A good 5.5 EFAP last night with a 5.5 Friday night tights the night before, and
there we are now.
And I've been putting videos out as well.
Yeah, I haven't even put a video out. I got to do that. But like, damn, dude, the EFAP yesterday was fucking good. That was fun.
Oh, that was great fun.
What a lineup, man. What fucking Shadversity's awesome. The metal.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Critical drinker. Yeah, he's great. Time to stretch my right ear chops. The only way for Dr. Karen to end is a cut back to the TARDIS during The Woman Who Fell to Earth and the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi, running around trying to figure out what happened to the TARDIS. I like this, Joey Bryant, for $50. Hell yeah. Thank you for the $50, by the way. $50. Yeah, they'd have to erase it, and that's asking a lot, to erase the female character, the first female character, characters of color, the queer baiting, all the bullshit that they went with. The stories just weren't good. I know people have tried to give it a chance. I tried to give it a chance. I did. I like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded to this, but I'll tell you, I'll repeat the story from the day they cast Jodie Whittaker. I was living in San Francisco at the time. My office was a little smaller than this, and you see all the action figures around me. My room was 100% Doctor Who. It didn't have any Marvel stuff up, nothing. It was 100% floor to ceiling, and I mean ceiling covered to floor, every inch, including my doors, Doctor Who. It was a Doctor Who room, and I fucking took it all down in one day. Took it all down in one day, said, I'm done. Boxed everything up, said, fuck this fucking show. Never going to fucking talk about it again. And it took a viewer and an old mod at the time to talk me into just watching it once. I'm like, fine. And he bugged me for months because I was like, no, I'm not going to watch it. Not going to watch it. Not going to watch it. Want to preserve the legacy. Now, I'm kind of sorry I saw it. I mean, it's great. Fantastic for the channel, but it made watching modern Doctor Who a little tough for a while. I can watch it now and just stop at the, basically season 8 is where I stop.
I can't. I can't. I just can't do it. It's gone. It's just gone.
And see, that's hearing that it's like, yeah, don't risk watching it. If I had to do it over again with The Last Jedi, I'd probably not watch it.
Absolutely. If I knew how I was going to feel now, then I wouldn't go. I wouldn't watch the film.
I am sorry I saw The Last Jedi. Walked out of there with a fucking screaming worst headache I've ever had. And maybe because I was dehydrated that day, whatever. I was working at Tesla. It was just a normal day at work. Whatever it was, I had to sit in the parking lot and just kind of I called my wife. I'm like, I've got the worst headache ever. I can't drive right now. I got to wait. So I fucking walked down to a liquor store and got a bottle of water and bought some aspirin. And then again, I was struggling. I can handle pain. I can handle lots of pain. I've had my nose broken, all kinds of shit. But so I got to the car and I downed a bunch of aspirin and it kicked in a little bit. It got good enough to where I could drive home. Mm-hmm. Never had a headache like that again in my life. Don't know what the fuck it was. And I did, when I watched that movie, it's not like my Star Wars fandom was at its peak, right? Because I didn't like Force Awakens. I thought if you go back to early podcasts, we talk about the trailer. I'm like, God, that trailer looks pretty good. I know it looks like they're just remaking Empire, but I don't give a fuck. It looks pretty good.
It definitely looked like a different film than the one we got.
Yep. Holy shit.
Jeez. Apathy, man. Apathy. It's gonna get you.
Yep.
It's gonna get, that's gonna be the death of fandoms, is apathy.
Yep.
And it's all gonna be their fault.
Yeah, so for the people out there who are worried, and again, to repeat this tweet, I'm gonna repeat what it said, and I'm not gonna put the guy on Front Street, right? Because this guy's a follower and he's a cool dude, and we can disagree on stuff. See, that's the funny thing here. And I think that's a commonality commonality in our sphere is I don't need everyone to agree with me on everything about everything. That's bitch made. That's SJW bullshit. That's insecure. That's not having a spine. That's not having, being comfortable with your beliefs. I'm okay if, like I love Lord of the Rings. Well, let's talk about the Peter Jackson trilogy. Pretty much universally loved, but there's people out there who fucking hate it. It doesn't bother me in the least bit. I'm not going to waste my time arguing them. It's like, you're wrong, but you cannot like it. It's okay. We could still even talk to each other. I guess we just shouldn't talk about that, or it's going to be an argument. Like, that's fine. It doesn't bother me in the least fucking bit. I don't care. Their loss. More for me. More for you.
Yeah.
And I see a little bit that going on, but I just don't need that in my life. But we can disagree on stuff like this. It's again, we need to stop feeding into it. Stop watching just to review, roast, and critique. Stave your curiosity, control it. You do not have to take a bullet for anyone. Just say no, don't watch, don't review, starve them of any attention. This is starting to become our fault. I fundamentally disagree, and I respectfully disagree with that statement, because individually we choose our battles for the most part. So I don't know where this is directed. If it's directed to the fandom, again, choose your battles. If you feel like your franchise is falling apart, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't give them money. That is the best way to solve the problem. The less money you give them, the less chance it will be to perpetuate. I mean, I saw a lot of Doctor Who fans talking about the Timeless Children. They were really upset. And then, I saw them like, hey, I bought this thing from Big Finish. I'm like, it's like, unplug myself. It's like, buy it secondhand. Like, don't buy it from Big Finish, because you just gave Chris Chibnall money, and it's up to you. It's up to you, but it's just, I stopped. I couldn't support this shit anymore. I couldn't, because it's not just a show. It's bigger than a show. You can black pill on franchises. That's fine. I've black pilled Star Wars. I think it's hopeless. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But everything? No, we can't. Like I said earlier, we cannot do that. Then they just fucking win. People got mad. ScarJo was in Ghost in the shell because they think that's a swap, but are all for swapping when it's something they're casual fans of. Left cross for $4.99. Yeah, until it matters to them, right? Anita Sarkeesian famously got upset when they were going to recast Buffy as a black girl.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was a good day.
That was a good fucking day. We're like, oh my God, is this for real? Yeah, that's a name from the past. Punk Waddle for $5. Hail Gary, hail Az. It's barely even a bait and switch anymore, and you can barely call it a twist when it's so common. Also, nice hat, Gary. Thank you. Yeah, do Punk Waddle. You're absolutely right. This is basic bitch storytelling. We saw it a mile away from everybody did.
It's every show now. This is why when when we got a glimpse of a woman in Loki, we were just all like, it's gonna be a female Loki.
Yep.
Because it's so obvious. WandaVision, that was pretty much the female show anyway. They had this, I thought, really cool, quirky TV sitcom thing with Vision, and it was working really well. And then he went, right, let's get Vision out and turn it into the Wanda show. And then we had Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we had Freckle Jesus. We could see, it's just like, oh Christ. And then we had Carter. And it's just like, then we had Madam Hydra.
We had let's just say it, two of the more butch fucking superheroes in Marvel fighting a teenage girl. Teenage girl. And they did it because of the symbolism. That's what it was there for. It was there to like, girls can be powerful too. Girls can be villains too. You can be a freckle Jesus too. And it's
But
like,
she wasn't a villain in their eyes.
and she wasn't even a villain. They were praising her. This is nihilist fucking postmodern fucking bullshit. That's what it is. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Joe Bryant for $50. Part 2 of what he said earlier. Pissed that the new companion used the chameleon, turning it into a lesser use the chameleon turning into lesser
Chameleon circuit, I take it the mean.
Yeah, but it's kind of cut off
Okay.
before being jettisoned out of the TARDIS. So he used the chameleon circuit, turning off a lesser Gallifreyans before being jettisoned. I not Joey just in the chat kind of rephrase that so I don't jack it up. But yeah, I didn't see it that way. He's going to be. I didn't even think about this when I saw the guy. I actually thought they were making an attempt to win fans back by bringing in like normal looking straight white guy. What a dummy I am. No, they're going to be shitting on him the entire season.
I kind of, it's so dumb. We are dumb because I kind of felt the same. I thought, oh, John Bishop, they pose, they put him in like quite a serious sort of like pose. So I was like, okay, maybe they're trying to bring, just a regular kind of Joe back in. And then within 2 minutes of a trailer, the guy's a fucking clown.
He's a clown.
He's a clown for the Whammons to be, or like, he just falls flat on his face from the roof, whatever. Now, if that was Rose that was there, and this was in 2005, she would have turned around and gone, oh my God, are you okay? Because somebody's just fallen flat on their face from a height. But she was just like, didn't even turn around, didn't even look. Hello. So, it's funny. It's slapstick. Fuck off.
Fuck off. And it's so basic. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. So they are. I heard they were doubling, tripling down on everything. So we'll see if that actually happens. And as I said earlier, it looks like the Doctor Who toys are they're done. Like they're not going to get any more. At least
they're
not
selling. If the big chief can't get rid of 350 Jodie Whittakers to collectors, to the Doctor Who collector market, and poor Ian, like the biggest Doctor Who collector in the world, that guy's just like, I ain't buying any more Doctor Who merch. The biggest collector of Doctor Who merchandise in the world, and he's just like, I'm not doing it anymore. And when you put that person off, who will find any merch they can, purchase any merch, Guinness Book of Record holder, multiple times for having the biggest Doctor, I ain't buying any more Doctor Who merch.
Nope. And they took a bath on the Companions box set they had with yes. They were like closing them out at 3 pounds. It's like that's like a pound of figure. It's a joke.
I wouldn't even buy it to cut its head off.
Right. I've decided to pull all my fan love and money. I decided to put all my fan love and money toward a regular normal movie. No more hero blockbusters until things change. I hope other things do the same. Good or bad, I'm behind Many Saints of Newark unless something better comes along. Who's with me? I don't know what that is, but if it's good, Sandy Q, by all means, thank you for the $50. Go check it out.
I'm just watching older stuff. I think quite a few people now are starting to just go back.
Yep.
They're just going back to watch series that they maybe didn't have the time to watch before, but were mildly interested in it. And I could probably guarantee that in today's day and age, they'll blow anything that we've got currently out of the water.
Oh shit!
It's like Invincible. Like Invincible was like, I think, one of the best shows we've had in a long time on Amazon recently. But the hilarious thing is that the biggest weaknesses in the show was their race, was their fucking woke shit which they put in to make it more inclusive and diverse, and that was the weakest element to the whole show. And I'm just thinking, just imagine if you did it how it was, initially written, so you didn't have to think about, wow, we need to change this to make this more inclusive and that more inclusive and all that, and just have it like that. That would have been like best show in a long fucking time, like years.
I know the bad dad stuff was baked in there. So fucking done with that, but yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, that was written in 16 years ago.
Yep. Paul for £5 says normally to port a super chat, but you get one for the John Bonham reference, sir. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I love John Bonham. Damn good drummer from Led Zeppelin. But was that reference from like today or Friday? I'm trying to think. Like, I thought we talked about it Friday. I brought him up Friday, but hey, thanks, Paul.
There's been a lot of podcasting since.
Yeah, maybe I did it on EFAP. It's starting to all melt in together, and I'm working on like 3 hours sleep, which is, I mean, young men can handle that shit. I'm not young.
No. I think to myself, wow, I remember the days where I'd go out and I'd be out till 4, 5 in the morning, and then I'd be up at 8 o'clock for work. And now if I tried to do that, I'd fall asleep for the 3 hours. I'd get woken up at 8 o'clock and I'd be like, fuck this.
Yep.
I can't function.
Dick. Bum, 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 I love that song. I might listen to it later. 1/6 as figure better be anatomically correct from Chris. Oh my.
Is that the same person that wanted me to wreck that?
No, that's the other. You have two people wanting to wreck you now.
Okay.
Okay. Chris C. Chris C's like, easy. I just wanted an anatomically correct figure. I didn't want to. Lou Hunton says Tom Baker is the doctor for $5. Yes, he is. William is the first. Tom Baker is the doctor, but so does Peter Davidson. I like Peter Davidson quite a bit.
Peter Davidson was. I like Peter Davidson. His celery, with his cricket outfit on, it was very quirky, and he was the a younger doctor, and Perry.
Oh, Perry. We have Andrew Valdez for $9.99. God, they don't even sound passionate. I'd recommend you guys watch the Comic-Con video on the Owl House to see a difference of passion from a kid show to this. Yeah, no, they didn't look passionate. It definitely looks like something's going to happen to Jodie at the end based on her reactions.
But they're gonna. Who cares? Because it's just gonna get turned into some other fucking freak.
Jodie being gone at this point is immaterial. It means absolutely fucking nothing. And you know what? Chris Chibnall being gone at this point is immaterial. It means the damage is done. Like, it's just fucking done. The show is done. It's crawling to its 60th anniversary. I don't know how they even keep it going. They're gonna have to do some fucking around to keep it going.
2 years is a long time for a show that's dead.
Yep. Oh God, yeah. And we're only getting 8 episodes, thank God. My favorite opening personally was Matt Smith's, where he was walking through the hospital getting dressed at the end of the he confronts the aliens, making them go through the doctor's history and telling them to run. Lancelot 652 for $20. I love that opening. Oh, it's beautiful.
He's there doing it, and he's just going through it. Have you seen the doctor? Do you realize this? And you're going, my advice, run.
Yep. Dun,
11th hour was so good where the shape changer turns into him. It's like, you're meant to be. That's you. What? Because he hasn't looked in the mirror. That's me. That's rubbish.
Yep. And Murray Gold's soundtrack, dude. The Doctor's theme, the 11th Doctor theme is so good.
It's just building up and building up.
So good.
Good.
Yep.
Murray Gold, we love you.
We love Murray Gold. Jody was complaining to the manager as she got cast, says Gomer Kyle 79 for $2. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Matt Schaefer, thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. He has nothing to say. Same with Simon Butterfield for £1 Thank you very much. So if all goes well, Grey Worm could be the next casualty, says Cedar Stuff for £2. Probably if he wants to get out of there as quick as possible. But he can speak with his real accent now and not go Masande. I don't have a dick. Let's still have sex. Sharon C for $5. Does
no dick, but let's have sex.
Does the doctor never change blouses or outfits? That's a good point. It must be getting kind
She
of.
has two different colors. She has a blue pride top and a gray pride top.
Love you two guys for having a long distance man love relationship. Kudos to Az for being open to Gary and Mel. Thank you, Sharon. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow for $2 says no trailer, just skid marks. Oh, for $2 says gastro. Oh my God, gastroenteritis. Yeah, or gastroenterologists in the UK going to be busy soon. So is that somebody's like a fart doctor? Is that a fart doctor?
Like diarrhea.
Yeah. Oh,
doctor. You know, if you got the shits, then
gotcha. Shit doctor. Okay.
Doctor, yeah. Shit doctor.
Punk Waddle for $2. Doctor Who is now educational. It's teasing rainbows.
Oh my God, the fucking pride's everywhere. It's just a fucking
rainbow.
They're not even, it's not, just fuck off.
Paul Elder for $5. Will there be a redesign of the sonic screwdriver, and will it be the centerpiece for the new BBC Doctor Who? Well, I did show this on Friday Night Tights last night. Somebody sent it to me. I'm pretty sure I retweeted it. Let me see. God, I tweeted so fucking much on Friday Night Tights. It's going to take me a while to get down there. The big dick at the end in the console. There it is right there.
Oh, the console toy.
Now, this isn't the sonic screwdriver, but this is from Eagle Moss, and apparently it's real.
I mean, I love Eagle Moss. I love you. No.
No.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come. Oh, my God. What the hell?
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous, man. I'm so glad I've got the ninth stock. Well, not the 9,999,258.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got the ninth Doctor's console.
Yeah, or the 10th Doctor's console in the that is a fucking great playset. Everything works on it. The little TARDIS thing moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got one in the box and loose right over. Oh, you can't see it, but well,
I got one because you showed it to me, so I got one. It's still boxed. It's boxed unboxed.
Oh, is it a fucking good? Here, I'll show here. Doctor console playset. You got to see this. This thing is fucking beautiful. What's that? Is that a Lego one? Oh no, I don't need to look at more shit. I just want.
I got the Lego one with Capaldi and Matt Smith.
There it is, right there.
Built over there.
This thing is fucking beautiful. Check this out, folks. This
Doctor
Who toys were the best. Perfect size, perfect sculpt, perfect fucking paint job. I don't know why I said don't pay attention to my spelling. I put playset to put polyester for some reason, but we got there.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it right there. This thing is badass. These all light up. This lights up. You get like fucking like 40 different sounds. This thing moves right. There's little storage spaces. You get a TARDIS door right here that you can't see. It's fucking badass. It's fucking
great.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. If you go, there you go.
Oh, hell yeah. The floor looks great. It's got the coat rack. It's okay. Yeah. Titanic. Oh, okay. Which it is 10 Ultra. It's got the Titanic in it.
If you want one of these, I've got one. I can send it to you. Oh, I've got every figure. But damn, it's like it starts out like that, right? Without the cardboard. That's what it looks like. It's a fucking badass playset. Here's one. That's not the original box. Here's the original box right here.
Okay, I got the box that you just showed. That's the box that I have.
Both of them are going for like $200 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I got mine for 40 quid. That's the one I've got. That's the box I've got.
It's the same thing, right? It should be the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. It looks like they painted the coat hanger a little different.
Yeah, the coat hanger's been painted white.
Yeah. So there's this one. I have this too. It doesn't light up. It's still cool, but it doesn't light up.
That's the 11th Doctor's.
The 11th Doctor one. And I have a Capaldi Lego, but it wasn't called Lego. It's the other company that does the Legos. Character
Mega Blocks.
Mega Blocks. Yes, Mega Blocks.
I really liked that initial Matt Smith iteration TARDIS.
I did
very
too.
Colorful, very bright. Like the Dream Doctor episode was so good.
I like Capaldi's with the for one, it was the first 361 they made, right? And he had, and I love this. Their design of his name, like that this is the Doctor's name.
That's the Doctor's name, yeah.
Prior to fucking Jodie fucking it up. And it was a young lady who designed this, and this is Gallifreyan language, and it's all with like it's supposed to be like you took watches apart and you made a language about it. It's fucking awesome. And the whole fucking brilliant shit. You're British, you motherfuckers you're great at this shit. You know what got me into like time was Time Bandits. So it was Time Bandits.
Yeah.
Hitchhiker was on, and Doctor I was 12 years old, and I just ate that shit up. I just fucking I love this. Whatever this is, I love it.
I think my love of sci-fi began because of TOS. I think watching TOS as a kid, like a tiny kid, where TOS would scare the shit out of you. You'd be hiding behind the sofa when the goals. Oh my god! Yeah, but yeah, I think because I was watching the original series when I was like 5-6 years old. That's and that just made me love sci-fi. And then Doctor Who. I was watching Doctor Who then. I was watching Baker was the Doctor at the time, Tom Baker. So we had the fourth Doctor, and then moved into Peter Davidson's. It's just sci-fi. I grew up as just a small boy, literally a small, tiny little boy, on a diet of sci-fi and nerddom, and 40 plus years later, it's just never left me. This is why we fight for our fandoms, because it's not about complaining and whinging. It's about stuff which we've grown up with and loved and invested so much time and effort in, and just to see it taken apart by some very, very selfish people. When these were just beloved by all, and it's why I get passionate. It's why I get mad. I would seek out everything. I'd watch everything sci-fi. I'd be watching Buck Rogers. I'd be watching Quantum Leap. I'd be watching Sliders. I'd be watching Next Generation. I'd be watching pretty much as many sci-fi. V. I think there was just saw V in the chat for a second there. V was another one. Space 1999. There's another. Blake 7. Anything. The Prisoner. Anything. Any sci-fi that I could get my hands on, I wanted to consume. I wanted to assimilate this creator's amazing talent and ability and consume it. And oh man. Not consume it as in I want the next. Consume it as in make it part of me, Wurzel Gummidge. I absolutely. Stargate. Wurzel Gummidge, of course, was Pertwee, the third Doctor. But yeah, that's what a love of sci-fi does to you when you're so. But I mean, not to try and turn this. This is not a try and turn this dark. But I had a very bad childhood, and so I wanted escapism. I needed escapism. I needed to get away from real life, and this is what sci-fi allowed me to do. It took me to different worlds. It took me to different planets. It took me on different journeys. It showed me new races, and I could imagine being away from my life. I could imagine being somewhere else, and it fueled my imagination. And so, these shows were so important, and I think they were so important for so many people for these reasons. We needed it. We needed that escapism, and nowadays we just don't have it. We just don't have the escapism from the everyday, whatever it may be. We just get lectured, we get preached to, we get our heroes torn down, and it's vandalism is the right word. It is vandalism. It is vandalism of the highest order.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They're not fucking done, dude. They're we've got people. Here we go. The Talons of Wayne Chang. Will be a fucking banned episode any moment for $4.99. Says, hi guys, Swarm could relate to the Weirn from Ark in Space or giant vampires from State of Decay. Fourth Doctor said they swarmed. Very worried. I would also worry about it was blah 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 the invisible enemy. The invisible enemy, because the Doctor is swarmed by the nucleus, and it's a hive mind, right? And it takes over his brain a little bit. And Leela was a fucking
this Doctor will be fine.
Yeah, so there's a lot of places you can go, or they could just mean there's a swarm of weeping angels. That's honestly the first thing that hit my head. It was like there might be a swarm of weeping angels, because we know the weeping angels. If they're gonna do like a deep, I think if they do a classic cut, it'll be for some Who fans, but it won't be made. Well, I could be wrong. I think
it's the swarm of virtue signaling.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a swarm of lesbians. No, a swarm of
scissoring.
Hey, Talons of Wang Chang, why be worried anymore? I mean, like, honestly, you're free. The show's ruined. You can end it. I mean, I'm sorry. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to tell people that. Dude, people are dumping their Doctor Who collections. I just picked up a bunch of fucking Big Finish for next to nothing, and I got a fucking huge box of it. Like, on because I wanted hard copies. I have most of the Big Finish digital copies, but I wanted hard copies, and I found a guy here in the States dumping his for next to nothing because he doesn't give a fuck anymore. And I make a point. I talk to the people I buy stuff from, especially when it's Doctor Who. I'm like, hey, like, why are you selling it? I'm like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm just curious, like, why are you selling it? Some people just, most of the time, it's I need the money. And I don't care about this thing anymore. And that's the first thing I hear from Doctor Who fans is I don't care about this thing anymore. So I'm going to get some extra bucks for it. So it's not even I need the money. It's I don't want this shit taking up room in my house anymore.
Yeah.
Very concerning. The full destruction of a property takes about 4 or 5 years before it's just decimated. After decimation.
We spoke on the Real BBC, and I'm having not a crisis. I think it's a little bit over dramatic, but I'm having there's an itch. I got an itch, and my itch is just sell your collection of comics. Just get rid of them. Just get comics out. So you can talk the industry, sure, you can talk about them in the Real BBC, but just the industry to me is just so damaged and dead now. We've got Bendis is fuck Superman, Tonking fuck Batman, Future State is just tokenizing everything, because we're in the age of tokenization now. My heroes are all gone, they're all dead and buried. There's no one in the industry who I fucking respect, or very few people. There are a couple. There are so few people that I fucking respect nowadays. It's just like, I just feel like getting rid of the whole fucking industry. Just getting rid of the whole industry. That would get me some space. And it's just like, like I said, it's an itch. It's not like it's an itch. Do I do it? And I'm just trying to share with you, just trying to share some thoughts with you.
No,
but, it's just like,
I need to take up space. Like like most of my modern comic books, yeah, I'm dumping. There's like very few things. There's like some runs I'll keep because that my philosophy for collection now is it's shit I'm gonna read over again that I like, that I think is cool, and my key issues. I don't need to have these big massive runs of everything anymore. It just takes up too much space. It's ridiculous. So that's all gonna go in the shop and be for sale, right?
Yeah, I just felt should I just hold on to my Batman and Detective comics, and that's it.
I like toys and comics equally. Like I don't favor one over the other. I love them both. I hope someday I'm never made to choose. But and I lean, like there's times I'm like, I'm gonna go more into comic collecting, go into more toy collecting. Right now, there's kind of nothing because I'm moving, but except for the Ironmonger back there. Oh, sorry, did I say something?
No.
About Ironmonger, right?
Oh, no. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I told you I found that guy I used to buy my hot toys from in San Francisco for the store. He's still around. His store's still there. So his name is Robin. His name is Robin from Art of Toy. Robin. All right, let's get these so we can I gotta let you go. We're gonna get through some of these super chats. Thank you. Towns Wang Jing. I would be worried. They're probably gonna fuck with something. And we're gonna get more than one doctor, I think. And yeah, we'll find out in September. Not applicable, says Doctor Who. Colorectal health awareness edition. Oh wow, colorectal health awareness. But
shit.
Yeah, those are big words that I can't fucking. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just getting something.
I thought you like fell or something. I'm like,
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Q will be back in Picard season 2. Evil laughter. Says Bird of Prey 5 for $2. Kapla bird. This is my Q.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to give us a full? Dude?
Yeah, let's do it. Boom.
Look what I got sent in the post.
Oh wow.
And this is the actual original image that he did.
Amazing. Who did that?
I got the letter here. It says, "Hi, Az. Caricature enclosed as promised." I didn't even know that they said they'd send it to me. I just remember telling them that it looked so good on Instagram. Hope Royal Mail haven't buggered it up. No, it's come through beautiful. And it's still in one piece. Could you do me a favor and drop me a line either on Instagram or on email to confirm it arrived? I'll do that, but I'm doing it on stream because I think it deserves
that's
the praise. I hope it lives up to the Insta post and then some, especially as it's not edited. Keep doing what you do. Love the channel. And that is from Andy. Andy, this is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm going to get this framed.
It says MCU on his fucking shirt. That's awesome.
MCU on Feige. We got Chibs. There's Chibbers.
There's Chibs. There's Jar Jar. There's Cat.
There's the White Rose of Yorkshire.
Oh, shit. That's
Discovery
awesome.
blowing up. Me with an Optimus Prime arm and my hot dog body. It's so good.
Who's on the right there? Who's on the Kurtzman?
That's Kurtzman. Feige. Little Rihanna. Mickey Mouse. Squished by my legs.
Dude.
This is so damn good, man.
We need this guy to do Santa's.
I think he's done you. I think he's done you, Gary. He's done you, and you've reinstated it.
Yeah, yes. This guy. We need to. I think Mrs. Nerdrotic is gonna. I saw that bug. I think we need to commission him to do some stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna Andy. I'm gonna have words with you about this.
Yeah, that is fucking great.
Because I think this would make an amazing T-shirt. Hot Dog Prime, now classically unchained, hunted the fiends who broke his toys, screaming his war cry, "Food King Scissoring!"
I love how he did space too in the back. I love.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's beautiful. But you got
comic book. It's
lovely cosmos and nebula-esque areas. Oh, Andy, you have made an old man very happy. God, that is so beautiful, man.
How happy are you right now?
Ollie Woke getting smashed in the background.
Fuck yeah. That was wonderful.
So good.
Done. Well fucking done, man.
Batwoman mobile.
I
just realized that's the Batwoman mobile.
Are the stickers peeling off?
Yeah, the eyelashes are coming off, man.
Heard it here first, Brits. Cover your ears. September says not applicable for $2. Yeah, Dr. Who back in September. Joanna Lumley played the doctor first back in 1999 in about 3 minutes and brought more to the role than Chibnall and Whitaker ever did in 4 years.
Correct.
Progress for 5 pounds. And that episode that was written by Stephen Moffat, by the way.
Stephen Moffat, yeah, that was his first Doctor Who writing for the BBC.
Gomer Kyle 79 for $2. China's mad at Disney and celebs because they didn't swallow. Yep. Mr. Butt Crack Media, $1.49. Hot dog ass.
Hot dog.
And thank you, Mr. Butt Crack Media. Hot coffee for $10. I'm writing a book. That's me fighting back. Also, listen to Spellmonger on Audible. Okay, I'll remember that.
Ooh.
If I can listen to something on Audible, you bring that shit. I will listen to it. Okay. I am an Audible fiend. I am begging them.
I need to get into Audible.
Oh, dude, I would advertise for them every day. Like every video would if you're tired of this garbage Loki show, go to Audible and listen to Lord of the Rings. It's easy. I'd do it. I'd be a little whore for them. Raven for $4.99. Hail, Az and Gary. I did
hello.
Sake of watching the new He-Man, only watched the first episode and thought to myself, yep, it's She-Man. Yeah. And it
first episode's the best episode as well.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't my thing, man. I would have loved to have seen the original concept Conan show. And there was a Conan cartoon. I believe they did eventually do a Conan cartoon. I'm a giant Conan fan.
I love fantasy, sci-fi, all of it. It's all intertwined.
Yep. I've got I can't reach them, but I've got my Harryhausen Blu-rays that I just got. I have a signed Harryhausen picture. It's a centerpiece in my room. And I'm like, I don't have the fucking movies. I don't own them. So I'm like, I got to own these right now. And they're so fucking good. I love them. All the Sinbad movies, the Jason and the Argonauts. Love that.
Oh,
love it.
Yeah.
Mr. Reborn for 20 Danish krona. Eating pizza, a feminine body is so unattainable. It is. Water jabbers for $10. The 5-head strategy would be to make the story that Kevin Smith thought the only way to sell Tila as the main character was to market the show as a He-Man show, right? That they're lying. They're fucking lying. They're like, we can't sell Tila, so let's fucking lie to our customers. That's what they did. So
they would be able to sell Tila much better if every female wasn't the fucking same right now.
Yep.
They're written the same, they look the same, they act the same, they have all the same missionary inbuilt. The whole "we don't need no man" type of business. It's so boring.
And Kevin Smith's acting like he did. Like, dude, you broke no ground. You haven't broken any ground since fucking Clerks, bro. And it's fine. He's gotten a lot of mileage out of being, he's a good bullshitter, and it takes you a long way in Hollywood, but his geek cred is gone. Whatever geek cred was left is gone because you lied to your fucking people, not your audience, your fucking people. You betrayed your people, dude. And then you made it worse yesterday by stepping in it over and over again, saying Netflix doesn't care what we think and saying your check was good. Fuck you. He said, fuck you. My check was good. That's what he said. And
I got paid.
I got paid, bitches. And he's going to go. And then he said he doesn't think he lied to Clownfish. Dude, don't just, you know what?
No, he knows.
I would respect him.
He's not a stupid man.
No.
Because he's manipulated this whole situation.
Yes.
He's not a stupid person. He knows exactly that he manipulated it. He knows exactly that he lied to Clownfish. He knew that he dragged Clownfish, brought them in even recently, up to a couple of weeks ago, as a big, fuck you, this is not what our show is going to be. And then it was just there for all to see. Did he think people were going to watch it and go, oh my God, this is like so stunning and brave, sis?
I'm so glad I came to my He-Man show and didn't see any He-Man, but I saw a woman who looked like a
woman
with her black girlfriend who looks like every other character in every Marvel comic and every fucking High Republic comic and book and every Dark Horse and DC comic. It was so original. I'm not surprised his Spider-Man and Batman comics were amateurish rubbish. He retconned Black Cat into a victim and widening Gyre was garbage. What? I don't know if I'm reading that wrong, but yes, I remember when what he did to Black Cat, a solid gold CEO for £5. I'm sorry, I'm illiterate. But yeah, I didn't like that. That was a long time ago. I was like trying to remember that. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when he took a crack at Black Cat. He did write like a good Green Arrow and he wrote a good Daredevil, but I heard that Joe Quesada ended up writing most of that Daredevil he did. But that Daredevil from the early 2000s that Joe Quesada drew that Kevin Smith wrote, that was good. It was fucking good. I'm not going to tell you.
I own his Green Arrow run. Full disclosure, full disclosure, I actually have a signed autographed hardback collection of the Kevin Smith Green Arrow run because I fucking liked Kevin Smith once upon a time because he was one of us. He liked his geeky shit. He collected his fucking comics. He had his comic shop. So yeah, I don't know, 7 or so years ago, he was selling at his store autographed copies of the hardback of his Green Arrow run, and I got a couple of them.
Yeah, I've got Kevin Smith autographs up the yin yang. I've seen him speak 25 times. The last time I saw him was a long time ago, but he was with Stan Lee. It was fucking great. It was fantastic, but he wasn't getting, but I did notice during Star Wars, he used the term toxic fandom. I'm like, and then I started watching his live streams a little bit and I'm like, oh yeah, he's a douchey creative now. And I had checked out on him for a while. So the change was kind of drastic from what he was. Like fat Kevin Smith was cooler. Skinny, post-heart attack, douchey Hollywood Kevin Smith is a fucking prick, and he's a liar.
Look, I'm glad. I'm thrilled that he survived his heart attack. I really am. I sent him a message of love when he had a heart attack. I'm glad he's lost weight. I wish I could lose weight like he has. I really do. I need to get my fucking ass into gear and do something very similar. And I'm glad that he's a lot healthier. I'm just so sad that he lost his soul in the process.
Yep. Don't need to lose your soul. I bet this makes Mattel think twice about future endeavors. They sell toys. The first series was made to support the toys. This series will not sell toys, says Big D for $10.
I think they've been selling like hotcakes.
Because they look like He-Man. They're selling, yeah. And I don't know, is Hasbro getting the rights back? I heard that mentioned in another. I think this is a last attempt to get as much money as they can before. I don't know why Hasbro would get the rights, but Hasbro just got busted. You know, they're doing the CRT training. Well, Mattel's doing the same fucking thing.
They're probably a lot of companies are. Let's just be
all
honest.
They're all doing it.
But yeah, I mean the toy. I gotta tell it how it is. The toys look great. I'm so tempted to have them, but I'm like, I can't support this. But I'm like, God, I want a He-Man, I want a Cringer, I want a fucking Skeletor, an Evelyn. I want them all, but because they look so damn good. And these have been out for a little bit yet, so they've been selling like hotcakes before the shows come out because they look so good. How they start selling afterwards, I mean, if it's a kid that wants it, a kid's gonna say, "Oh my God, this looks great," and they're gonna get it picked up. So that I can't deny the toys are phenomenal. That's not the problem. The problem is the show's fucking dog shit.
Mm-hmm. The Sylvester for $4.99. Hollywood content creators, air quotes, have to lie because they ran out of the talent for the algorithm. The algorithm is skewed because of their SJW echo chamber. You're absolutely right. Joe Rogan mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when he said it is impossible. It is quantifiably impossible that that large of a group of people could agree politically on everything.
Yes. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
It's that they're lying. They're adult pretenders.
Yeah, they're faking it to get it. Did you see Joe Rogan's IG post yesterday?
No. Let me see.
Oh man. Holy shit. You want to talk riding the line? He did a
Is it him and Anna or yeah.
No, before he goes into the okay, I'll show
okay, so you got one, it's a close-up of him, and then there's a fight one in the middle. Is it a post or is it a story?
Let's just involve. Oh God. I can't show you. If can I at you on the post, and would you get like a thing on Insta?
You can probably give me that. I mean, okay, is it a story or is it a post?
It's a post.
You could probably give me the link.
Okay, he's deleted one of them.
Is he in the sauna?
No, it's before the sauna, a couple before the sauna. You'll know exactly. You'll know when you see it. But he did two. He did this one, which is still up. And then he did one with Jesus Christ on the cross.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, what did he? What?
And then he did one with Jesus, Jim Caviezel from Passion of the Christ on the cross, and he's just like that with microphone in the face. But he's deleted that one.
Are you sure? Oh, wait, hang on. Sensitive content. This photo. Let me see the photo. Oh shit! Oh, I can show this one. This is terrible. But apparently, there's a meme. Of Joe like just like got his microphone and he's interviewing like a man on fire and shit. This is going to be
that monk that burned himself.
Be prepared. Cover your eyes. This is Friday Night Tights material, but yeah, there you go. And it gets much worse. I'm not even going to show the other one. No way.
No, that's a yellow sticker of love immediately.
Yeah, and Americans don't like 9/11 getting fucked with. I mean, like, listen, I can laugh at absolutely anything. I could laugh about some horrible things that have happened to me in my life. There's just on certain individual things, there's certain lines I personally won't cross.
If you want to know what the thing's about, it's not just for shock value. The message of this is when commentators are trying to speak to fighters that have just been absolutely fucking knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
and they're trying to talk to them and they're gone. They're
like
they're done. So he just took like extreme circumstances of. And then just put like him fucking with the microphone trying to interview them.
Yep. So that's the context of it.
Yeah, that's the context of
There's one that's much, much fucking worse. And yeah, I would say
And
worse.
and the Jesus one got deleted. So
Yeah.
apparently that was the one that caused the most offense.
Like comedians are supposed to do that to a certain point. Yeah, but there's certain lines like I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to go there. But other people can. And you know what? I don't stifle people on this show. If Az wants to do something nuts, Az can. Like we'll deal with the consequences later. We've already discussed that one. Here we go. A thunderous roar. Kevin Smith has a defensive perspective in regards to his own daughter, which he can't not affect his worldview. Find the 2016 article about him giving her the cake that says, "Sorry, men suck." Yeah, the thing is, like, as I'm sure as a dad of a daughter, you're gonna like, I know everything about men. I'm gonna be protective, and I get that. But I wouldn't be teaching my daughter that men suck. I would teach her what to watch out for, and hope that she listens. But you know, the one thing I have found out as I got older is young people don't listen to old people. We can talk until we're blue in the fucking face. We can say we have made all the same fucking mistakes you do, and what you're about to do is a mistake, and they're gonna go, "Fuck you, old man." So I stopped saying that. I'm just gonna go, they need to find out like I did, because I would have said "fuck you, old man" back then too. But yeah, like
you want to come to us after the fact and say I fucked up. Let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk after that. But I'm not going to try to head you off. Yeah, that it can affect your worldview, but I think Hollywood affected his worldview. I think he's just around the Mark Bernardins or whatever they are, and the fucking Griffin Newmans, who are all a bunch of douchey little fucking posers. Do you think Griffin Newman dresses himself like that? Like, he is geek chic, plays D&D with his trendy little friends, hangs out at Silver Lake, listens to the Silver Sun pickups. You know, fuck that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot about that because that's kind of where I hung out when I was in LA. But you know,
I quite like Matt Bernard. I like him.
Not after I heard some. Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. Well, actually, I better quantify this. I used to like Matt Bernard. I haven't heard from. I haven't watched Fat Man on Batman for like five years. So the last time that I was watching Fat Man on Batman was when Kevin Smith was still Chunky Monkey, and him, you know, Matt Bernard was a little bit Chunky Monkey as well, and they would be discussing, you know, geek stuff, because that's why we tuned in to them, and he seemed pretty cool then. I saw that isn't he doing Star Trek now?
Yeah. I think it's Strange New Worlds he's on.
Yeah, I think Strange New Worlds, but he's now in Star Trek. So, and I think he wrote one of the episodes of Masters of the Universe.
Yep, he did.
I saw written by Mark Bernardin on that, and yeah, that's, you know, okay. But yeah, I don't know, because he's you know, it's so difficult to kind of criticize the writers, because they're writing to what Kevin Smith wants, because he's the story editor. So there's a layout that they have to write around. But you know, I don't know. The guys, I've not heard him say anything offensive. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I haven't.
Nick Mancuso says, "Hail Gary and Az, first time super chat." Oh, I'll be gentle. Been listening to y'all for a while. I watch every Friday Night Tights. I'm a huge Marvel and DC fan for 20 years. Never owned comics. Where do you recommend I order or buy comics? Try your local. I don't know where you are. Try your local comic store. See if they have back issues. And I would start you don't like. Just get something that's cheap and readable. And there's tons of. I would start with DC and Batman, because you can get some good Batman stories for cheap. Yeah, just dig in. Talk to your comic shop owner. He or she will be happy to help you find those back issues. You can also go online to southerncaliforniacomics.com. Email them. Say Gary from Nerdrotic sent you, or Gary Beekler. They'll know who I am, or at least Jamie will. and they'll help you out. They have an online service. But as far as recommendations, let me see, a Batman run, a Batman Hush. Get Batman Hush. You can pick that up cheap. It's good. It's really fun.
I would thoroughly recommend getting a trade paperback of Hush all day, every day.
Yep.
That is so good.
The Hush brought back a lot of people to Batman. And as a matter of fact, I love Hush. It's got a special place in my heart because it was the first hit at my comic store. It was post 9/11. Comics weren't doing that great. Hush was the hit, right? And it had people coming back to Batman who were just kind of done, who had been burnt out. And they're like, Batman's never been better. I fucking love this. And then DC went on one of the best Batman runs I've ever seen. They introduced a Batman and Superman comic with Jeff Loeb. I fucking love that book. You pick up that trade too. Batman Superman Volume 1. It's fucking fantastic.
Jeff Loeb, he's an incredible writer.
God, he's a good comic book writer, and he just couldn't run Marvel TV for shit. Jubs McGee for £5. Tila and Amber from Invincible both be like, I don't care you saved the world. I care you lied to me because it's about me.
Yeah, same energy, exact same energy. That was so off-putting and Invincible considering how good it was. And she you know, when he opens up and says, hey, look, you know, I'm the hero. And she's like, I know, but you keep having to leave me to save people. And she's like, you selfish bitch. You selfish fucking bitch. The death of people or him holding your hand and you going around fucking college together. Fuck off, you fucking horrible, disgusting woman. And then what's the reason for him to ever go back to her? None. And then she just turns up at the end of the show and she's just like, I want to get back together with you. And he's like, okay. What? Why would you do that? Why? She's horrible.
I mean, an argument could be, she is horrible. And they're writing all the women like that. That's the thing, is like, women aren't fun anymore. Women used to be, like in The Expanse, like the female characters were written great early on. The last season, they completely threw it out the fucking window and it went woke. Right. And it like, and then the writer goes, The Expanse was always woke. No, you were of your world. You built this world that could be deemed progressive in a way, but no, you were very even handed. Like the very liberal system oriented fucking United Nations was horribly evil, was fucking horribly evil. And that's kind of how I see them. So I thought that was pretty accurate. And you had Mars, you know, it was done well. And then all of a sudden they're like, we want to focus on a polyamorous like family. So like 5 people who fuck each other, like that would ever work in any feasible way. That's not going to work now. It's not going to work 100 years from now. There's always an outlier. There's always somebody who can try it. But
sorry, I shouldn't have called you on.
No, how's my wife? I hate doing that. I'm going to tell her I'm live. I got to.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just live.
Yeah. Call you back. XOXO. Yeah. Don't get mad. Just doing my job. Just doing my gig, baby. CJ says, hail Gary and Az. Any chance the partisan woke BBC will just kill off Doctor and cut their losses? It's already dead to me, but I don't prefer to see it end the pain for anyone still clinging on.
They'll never put a full stop on the end of Doctor Who. Even if they don't have another Doctor lined up and they don't have anything for Doctor Who.
Hey, whoever's selling my mug design, you're gonna get a cease and desist.
Whoa.
Yep. Get lawyer to send
cease and desist.
Cease. And well, yeah, because they got to make them. So they're selling them. Don't buy the mugs that are up there from Friday Night Tights because they don't have them produced. So they just ripped our image. So do not buy them. You're going to get ripped off. You can win them for free through Instagram, and then we'll make them available for sale soon. Okay. Yeah, fucking scumbags out there. Silent Bob 78, like the first fucking merchandise I put up. Like I've been giving away merchandise forever. And people just, that's the world though. You got to be ready for that stuff. Silent Bob 78 for $5. Do you think Kevin Smith is acting this way to distance himself from Harvey Weinstein, since Harvey was the one who brought him into the world, so to speak? Yeah, I mean, Quentin Tarantino is being really upfront about that shit. That's like Kevin Smith was like Az or I. He was known to be upfront. He didn't cut. He talked shit about Hollywood producers. He let you in on the inside because we're the same. We're the same. I was all fucking act. That was all an act because he didn't have talent. So he was able to use and take his bullshit and that geek cred and turn it into comic book men and turn it into producing, let's face it, mediocre movies. Chasing Amy, which was considered his best film, is terrible. It doesn't stand up to the test of time. It like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, still my favorite. That's my favorite. I don't think I'll ever watch it though, because the guy ruined it.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. That's the one with the where they get the mystery mobile, isn't it? When they meet up with the like basically the meet up with the Scooby bunch. And there's Mark Hamill's in it and shit. That's one that I like the best anyway. Yeah, look, I don't know, because he's been a vocal advocate of Harvey Weinstein, obviously, until the revelations came out, which shock horror revelations, my asshole. Because of Miramax, was it Miramax that made Kevin Smith basically, and Harvey Weinstein was massive on Kevin Smith, so Kevin Smith was very loyal towards that. I think all that's gone. I think that's been gone for a while now. I just think the guy is just showing his true colors now. He's done a Kevin, like recently we spoke about you said who's like the biggest sellout, Howard Stern or Kevin Smith, and you all said Howard Stern and I said Kevin Smith. Because I just saw this, that he was just like, I mean, they're pretty much the same. Let's just be honest. They were both so against the establishment, so against the machine, but really they were just mad that they weren't part of it. That was their gripe. Their gripe was they weren't accepted and they weren't part of it. And as soon as they both got accepted in, then they just shat all over the people that got them there. They shat all over that's some next level shit right there. And even yesterday, we went through some of the sound bites. I'll do a video probably well into the morning to do a video about that. But we heard those sound bites from him, and this is a guy who is a writer who is trying to skip like a motherfucker around the issue, because he cannot directly answer any of those questions, because he knows if he directly answers these questions, the answers would be, I lied.
He even mentions, I got to be careful what I say, or I'll be called here, because you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying this whole fucking time, asshole. Don't say anything. Just
Judge
don't
Judge fucking Judy said, if you tell the truth, you never have to think of a lie.
Yep, you never have to say, I swear on my my fucking daughter. I swear. No. And just fucking blurt that truth out. It ain't the truth. It's semantics are lying. Disingenuous, lying. Bait and switch, lying. Manipulation is lying. It is not being honest. Holy shit. He'd be a terrible sober person. Good thing he isn't. Silent Bob 78. Do you think Kevin Smith is I read this one. And Howard Stern. The reason I think Howard Stern is a bigger sellout is because he went out and said, I disavow everything I said before. All the shit, all the hooker stuff and the lesbian stuff. I completely I am sorry I ever said that. And I wish I hadn't. I'm like, whoa. Everything that made you famous, you just disavowed yourself. You just disavowed yourself from the fandom. And all Howard wanted to do was be one of the elite. That's all he wanted. He was so insecure. He fucking did a movie about his wife and then like left her right after. He's a piece of shit. The guy's a piece of shit. A giant piece of shit.
He looks great in blackface though.
Yeah, and got away with that. And honestly, he hasn't been good in 30 years. And Billy West was great on a show. Jackie Martling got fucked over, although Jackie Martling was always an idiot. Guy was just an idiot. He was like a self-destructive. That's what I liked. That was kind of his shtick, is he was really self-destructive. It's never good to be so defensive that any and all criticism is taken as a personal offense while giving all voices the same level of credibility. Punk Waddle, yes, for $5. And it's never good to say, oh, I'm going to talk to the people and act like you're just this aw shucks guy and then shut off the fucking comments.
Yes.
See,
don't put a tweet out saying, did I fuck up Masters of the Universe? Come to my podcast tonight. Let's talk about it. And then not talk about it. Not, he's inviting you to give your opinion, and then he cuts off your opinion. And from what I can gather, he didn't even address the audience. I think there's a Q&A, but these are paid people, a small group of paid people that have come in to watch his podcast. So I don't think we're going to get a particular cross section of criticism from that.
Kevin Smith, he's from the creative perspective, and his perspective is, why do you care this much? This is a kid's show, because it's bigger than this fucking show. That's why I'm talking about it. That's but I'd be happy to debate him any fucking time on this. He's a good
it's another franchise gone. It's another male character thrown to one side. It's another horrible female that's been elevated. And she's not even a female; she's a man. It's another, as I've said, it's just another discount male. That's all she is. And then they think strength is bitchiness. It's not. They think femininity is weakness. It's not. They think compassion is weakness. It's not. They think empathy is weakness. It's not. They feminize males and they masculate. Is that the right word? Females. And it just doesn't work, because that's not what the gender roles are, and that's not how the genders behave in reality. And so when we see all day, every day of our fucking lives, how the genders will operate, and then we see this stuff, and I'm not just talking specifically Masters of the Universe, I'm talking everything that seems to be on the TV nowadays. This gender role reversal that you can't even fucking get right, because it doesn't match those genders, and those personality traits aren't good personality traits that you're trying to give your females to strengthen them up. But if you can't understand that, and if you are so stupid not to understand that, I guess that's why we have this level of shitty TV.
It really, really is. So real quick, I saw Yellow Flash is in here. What's up, Yellow Flash?
Yellow Flash.
Yeah, for $5, he says manga is the future. Hail the Japanese overlords of our entertainment in the West, and I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah,
manga has been waiting for fucking America, waiting for this for so long. They're just like, fuck yeah. Here's the one bummer is Dark Horse came out, and I swear to God, wasn't I not on the Real BBC last week saying Dark Horse is still a good publisher? Go support them. Well, Karen Berger, who created Vertigo and was let go by DC, created Berger Books, and she works it's a Dark Horse imprint. And she said that comics aren't just for white boys anymore. Now, it's a stupid, basic NPC bullshit statement from somebody I used to respect. Now, Polygon said Dark Horse said this. That's not true. Mike Richardson would not fucking say that. I just don't think he would. He's the owner of Dark Horse, and I think that guy is a good guy. I think he's a really fucking good guy. And Hellboy and Dark Horse has been like one of the best publishers. They are the third largest publisher of manga in the United States. So we need to watch out, manga. Don't get too now they translate. Now they don't have any editorial power or anything, but if the publisher has selling power, the thing is the sales from Dark Horse are microscopic compared to the sales in Japan. But if it ever gets equal and America has power then that's where the problem. If the American sales start to dwarf the Japanese sales, then you need to start to worry. There is a paradox in there.
I'll just share this.
But right now you're fine. So this is kind of a lie. All right. So the Dark Horse didn't say this. Karen Berger said it. All right. From Dark Horse.
By Graham McMillan, who is affiliated with the Whisper Network.
Yes. Oh, and you know what she also said? She said, comics aren't for white boys. And it was right after she said, we're no longer going to print comics. We're just going to do graphic novels. So comic books aren't for anybody anymore because she's not going to print them anymore. Periodicals, the funny book, that's a comic book. I have had a lot of conversations over the last couple of weeks with some of my former peers in the industry, and the periodicals days are truly numbered. Like, we're in it. It's happening. It's only a matter of time now. It could be a year, could be 2 years, where they're not going to hire writers to make new Batman books. They'll farm them out. There'll probably be a limited amount that go to, I don't know if they're going to go direct market anymore. Right now, the distribution has gotten fragmented in the comic stores, so nobody's figured anything out. They're still trying to figure stuff out. Diamond might go out of business altogether by in the next 2 years.
It took them 1 month of goof to put them into non-printing mode. So
yeah, it's looking dire. But meanwhile, manga sales are through the roof. Back issue sales are insane. Absolutely insane. If you've got a collection that you want to sell, for one, email me at Gary@nerdrotic.com. If it's silver or bronze age, I'm certainly interested. But if you got some modern books, like, put them on eBay, start selling, man. You'll get something for them. Hail Gary and Az and chat. I totally pay for those caricatures of Friday Night Tights team and a regular guest. See if these badass artists can do something with you guys so they can buy everyone, and everyone gets money. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Big Worm, for the $10. Yeah. Az and I will I think we're going to commission him to do something special. I need a poster for the Vegas event. I haven't had time to do shit, right? I don't even know the name of the event. It's just the meetup, but I need some sort of poster or something. So if somebody can mock something up, and
I thought you were going to use the Friday Night Tights one that the guy did with the Golden Buddha and all of that stuff.
Well, I've got to see if we bought that or not. Like, again, my own like fucking world right now, because when I make a video, I kind of shut everything out until I'm done, and I was done, and then I jumped on a live stream the very next day and jumped on one here. But hail Yellow Flash, man. Hail Yellow Flash. Good to see you. Jack White for $5. Az, get into anime and manga already. You too, Gary.
I'm trying. People are sending me DVD, Blu-rays of anime all the time. So I'm gonna start when my toy channel starts opening. I'll probably affiliate it with that sort of level of geek. So I'm gonna start watching some anime. I'm gonna start buying some. I'm gonna start watching some manga, and I'm gonna start buying some anime. No, I fucked the joke up.
It's okay.
I'm going to start watching. Fuck off me. Yes.
I like Castlevania.
I like Turtles.
Was that anime? I liked Captain Herlock, the Netflix like CG one they did. I thought that was good. I like Kira. I fucking love Star Blazers. I grew up on that. Speed Racer. I mean, that counts as anime, right? And I know it's basic bitch stuff. I will check out more. Attack on Titan, I like. So I've seen that. Galaxy Express Media for 100. By the way, $100. I just got the ultimate Battlestar Galactica Blu-ray box set. It has everything Battlestar, 70s, 80s, 2000s, Caprica, and all the miniseries. Holy shit. I don't even have that. I think Ron did a great job with the reimagining of the series. I do too. I think that he added to it. Hail at Gary and Az. I agree. I love fucking all BSG. I love it all. And I even like Caprica. I did. Blood and Chrome.
I didn't like Caprica.
I liked where it was going. I did. I thought it was interesting. But it's nowhere near as good as Battlestar. Thank you for the $100, Gary Jensen, for $100. Says this is for San Antonio. Here we come, Texas. I can't fucking wait to be free.
I'm hearing that Texas is turning blue. What's all this about?
Like Texas and Florida can both turn blue. Nah, Texas is a purple state. But even if it turns blue, there's no state tax and there's counties that aren't blue. I'm going to a very red county that allows you to do a lot of free stuff. And I can buy land for cheap. I mean, if a state turns blue, I'm not going to like bail it. All right. Cause it can go back. It's not like hopelessly blue, like fucking California is hopelessly blue. And it's just not worth living. It's so fucking expensive. It's more expensive than fucking London, dude. London is one of the most expensive cities in the world. And living in San Francisco is a lot more expensive than living in London. Not just a little, a lot. And New York, it's like up there with New York when it didn't used to be. It's gotten fucking bad. And it's shit. It's not worth it. You know, it feels worth it. Fine. But it's not. I'm not going to waste money on what? Poop all over my fucking sidewalk and a bunch of politicians who don't listen and they're dumb. You know, that's the thing. You know, we talked about like the walking away crowd. You know, it's the same with elections. We can't walk away from those either. You know, like I was guilty as anybody is not paying attention to my local elections. And we need to, because these people have a lot of fucking power over us and they're dumb. They're dumb as a bag of fucking hammers. Francisco Sanchez Jr. for $50 says, thanks for taking the bullets for us guys. I grew up in an era where PG movies had naked people and Monty Python and Benny Hill ruled my home. Good times. Today, diversity hires hired by enlightened white folks destroy virtually everything iconic. Yep. Oh my God. Thank you, man. That is fucking absolutely correct.
Was it the Wall Street Journal photo where it was just this like boardroom and it was just white women?
Yep, and they're all
and it's like look at this diversity. Also, they were like trying to push as if this was like something amazing. Just like, you have one voice in your room, and you're saying that is a fucking diverse. Okay. Karen. Okay, Karen.
Richard Curtis for 50 pounds. Is this guy? Money. Is the guy interviewing Kevin Smith Kip Dynamite? That.
It reminds me of that brother in Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Kevin, the fans are like so toxic. So toxic, Kevin. Yes.
I was thinking that last night. Good.
I could work up to an impression of him, but I need to watch the movie again.
Yeah.
Best time is down for $9.99. Is Clownfish TV joining for the next Friday Night Tights? I don't know. You know, I didn't want to bug him on. We didn't have any guests prior to Friday's show. We were kind of like hustling to get a guest, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, you know what? Like everybody's probably fucking asking them right now, so nah, I'm not gonna ask him. I'm not gonna bug him. And it ended up working out pretty good. Mahler is fucking awesome, by the way. Shout out to Mahler, just like a really good guy. Mensch came on, and then Chris C came on, and then Adam Krigler came on, and it was a record show.
So. Yeah. But hey, look, I think that's that. You know, there was a bump in the audience because of the Kevin Smith Masters. You know, there's Mulder in the chat. The Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe business, and you know, Kevin Smith saying that it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt them, it doesn't affect them. You know, when a show that gets round about 7,500 to 8,000 people watching concurrently suddenly gets 8,700 people watching concurrently on a singular night, that's a very specific bump because of a franchise. So yeah, sure, you can say that you know, Netflix says we've got 210 million subscribers, we don't care.
And they said no. They said it was 5 or 10,000 people who were upset. Well, all at my live stream, our live stream on Friday night. So I mean, there was almost 10,000 people there. So was that all them?
Just everyone in that one stream.
Bullshit. They're so full of shit. Mexican Iron Man
stream.
Mexican Iron Man. Mi amigo. Hollywood Kevin, understand basic. It is our money that pays your salary, Kevin, through the subscriptions we pay for and toys, etc., that create fandom asset value. Thanks for fracking up my childhood memories, liar Kevin, asshole. Yeah, they seem to think that, oh, my money comes from the boss. That's who I listen to. No, the customer is where the money comes from. Yes, you listen to your boss. You listen to your superiors. But he's a contract employee too. And the way it works now is the people who hire Kevin Smith are all enamored with him. So they're just kissing his ass and they're letting him do whatever he wants. And Kevin, being a stoner, is going to be lazy as fuck. And he's like, God, they want me to write this fucking gay He-Man show. You know, he said that. He's all,
yeah.
So, let's just, what he did is ripped off concepts from 5 other things. You mix them up in a blender and you say, I'm being progressive. Let's give her a fucking haircut from Superman, which was the last gig I got. And yeah, it's basic bitch. They don't put a lot of work in. And he said there wasn't a lot of creativity involved in the process of making He-Man. That's an exact quote. Go look at it. Welcome to new Orange Man of 2020, Kevin Smith. Well, Kevin Smith's a liar. I'm sorry. I know this is not on topic, but I was curious to know if you have read Ghost Rider, Rise of the Midnight Suns. Test site I have, and I love it. I love it. Read it. It's beautiful. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I found my Ghost Rider Black Light poster. I'm going to get it framed.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, I thought it was gone forever. Ghost Rider is one of my favorite characters. I got Ghost Rider tattooed on. Well, I always forget. It's my right leg. No, it's my left leg. I got Wolverine on my right leg. Fucking A. I love Ghost Rider. T-Toys for £5 Ironically, they call this show the He-Man Beyond Revelation. I'm ashamed I ever shook Kevin Smith's hand and said thank you for the hours of entertainment you gave me. He betrayed all the nerds because he accepts that nerd cred and he cashed it all fucking in for a fucking He-Man cartoon. And I don't mean to minimize your franchise, guys, but like if you're gonna sell out like Star Wars, maybe, I don't know, like even Joe Rogan, I mean, he sold out for $100 million and he still got some cred. I think he has some cred still, personally. But Kevin Smith, he's been a shill for a long time. So $25 from Legalized Adulthood for Gary. Looking forward to meeting you in Vegas. I'll be dressed like Devo and singing karaoke on Thursday. Oh, hell yeah. I'll be singing some karaoke too. That's great. All right. We're going to do a couple more. I'm going to let Az go because Az is a great guy. Mahler, I'd send you a link, but we're about to end this and I cannot do another 5-hour live stream. I'd said fucking Yellowfish a link too. We are going to do a Fury of the Whovians with all the Whovian guys and gals, including Bulls Trek, soon. Very, very soon. This was kind of impromptu, and thanks for coming on, Az. WG for $10. Hail, Gary. I have to say that as fellow as quite the accent. That as fellow has quite the accent. Is that a Welsh accent? All the best, guys.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, it's not like that London accent that fucking Mahler has. So, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was some funny times. That was.
Unknown Jorge for $4.99. I'm celebrating the news that I'm 100% cancer free. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Cancer, man.
Wanted to fuck cancer. Wanted to thank you, Az, and the FNT crew for keeping me sane through the rough past few months. Much love. Oh, fuck, man. Unknown Jorge. Well done. I am very happy to hear that. That's a great way to end it, I think. So yeah, our franchises are dying around us, but we have each other. We can't stop pointing it out, but do find other things to enjoy. Buy manga, support independent content that treats you with respect, and that's good. It's got to be good, and that could be anything. And it's yeah, we need to turn this shit around. It needs to change, or we're fucked, guys. I mean, it's simple as that. You can make an alternative comic book industry. I think they better hurry because manga is stealing your market share. But I think it's very possible. And but you can't make an alternate TV and film industry. Make a studio. But
you can go support Gina Carano's new film, which she's currently working on when it comes out.
Yeah, you want to support something, support Gina Carano. She's currently filming her thing with the Daily Wires and that they're helping produce. Don't know how well it's going on. Maybe we'll get an update from her handler, Drunk 3PO, soon. Yeah, no, I would
quickly share this thing that I got down here.
Yeah.
From Pimp Master Broder.
Yeah.
The more I watch the podcast with Kevin Smith trying to defend the Masters of the Universe hate, the more I start to understand Bruce Willis. One of his most famous stories, Kevin Smith's most famous stories.
Yep. Look at big fat Kevin back when he was fat and had credibility.
Smiling, happy. Yep. But he was thinking, I hate Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I heard Bruce Willis can be a pain.
Yeah, but he's a right dickhead.
I don't know what happened to him though. He used to be known as like I fucking loved him. Moonlighting was such
I loved Moonlighting. He's always been difficult from what I've heard.
Yeah. I
think maybe Moonlighting gave him the ego. I don't know.
I think it did. I mean, that show blew up pretty fucking quick.
Oh yeah.
It was an overnight kind of a success kind of thingy. It's always oh my god.
Oh my god. Die Hard's so good. I love Die Hard too. I love Die Hard 3.
I do too.
As you're the fat Bruce Willis. Howdy.
We'll end with Brian Kinnell here from RP Poop Post or Oot Post from Oot Post.
Oot Post. Oot Rage.
REO Speed Post. I want to thank everyone for this joining us on this impromptu live stream. I'll get the rest of the super chats on the super chat square. I tried to read them all. I really did, but I've got to pee and I've got to eat and I got I gotta fucking sleep. Yeah. Don't come to my house and try to break in. I don't want to do bad things to you. Okay. So we'll leave it that. Okay. And please plug away.
Ladies. Hi, Heel vs. Babyface on YouTube. That's all you need to know. I'll be back here on Tuesday with the real BBC with Gary. Wednesday, I've got Fully Articulated with Robert My Burnett. And I have a date for the opening of my second channel, and it's Wednesday. A date. I got a date with a girl. The official date now, and this is the gonna happen date for the opening of the second channel, Hot Toys, is the 4th of August. Wednesday, the 4th of August. That is the official opening up date.
Yay. I'm excited.
Yay.
I'm excited. Let's get rid of
and the date is with your fucking mum.
Oh. Ow. Which one? I've got two.
All of them.
Oh wow. Oh shit.
Even all the chat's mums.
A mom's
mums.
A mom sandwich. Just your moms and as. Think about that as we go. Love you guys. Love to the Modrotics. Thanks for all the support. Rest in peace, Doctor Who. And sorry about the He-Man thing. Go get Kevin Smith, guys. Don't let him get away with this shit. Don't let him get away with this shit. I want to make sure I didn't. Okay. So
give him the Streisand effect that he wants.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a good idea. So yeah.
Look upon my work and despair.
Nerdrotic.com.